Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of She is Speed. My name is Lana Roos, or you can call me Lana, and I will be your host for this awesome new show every second Monday right here on Games Done Quick. Every episode, we will be featuring women speedrunners who run games that feature female protagonists. Tonight, we have an incredible show lined up for you all. First off, we will have the lovely Karaoke playing Silhouette Mirage Any Percent US version, followed by the amazing Metroid Crime showing off Metroid Dread All Bosses. But before we can get started with all that, a few short announcements. Frame Fatales will be having its next all-women speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st to 27th. The marathon schedule is now out. Type !FF in Twitch chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more info. Prize submissions are also open. You can visit the Frame Fatales Twitter for information on how to donate a prize. Also coming up, One and Done-a-thon is coming up again, where you can show off your favorite run, and that's your only appearance in the One and Done-a-thon series. The second installment will be happening on August 13th to 14th. Submissions are open from now until July 20th, so that's coming up really soon. Keep your eyes open for that. Use !OADAT in chat to find out more info and submit your run. All right, so we're going to get into our very first run for the day. Hey, Kari, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty awesome. I think it sounds like you're doing awesome as well.
I'm doing pretty great, yeah. It's good to hear you're doing well as well. All right, so let's get into the game. And once you're ready, just let us know a little bit about it. Tell us a bit about yourself, and let's get into the run.
All right, yeah. Silhouette Mirage is originally a Saturn game released in 1997 by Treasure. You might know Treasure for such gems as Ikaruga, Sin and Punishment, Astro Boy, Mischief Makers, and McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. This game is kind of one of their forgotten classics, I'd like to say. It was re-released in '98 for the PS1, with the English translation coming out in 2000 by Working Designs. And I'll be going over a few of the changes made between the Japanese and US versions. If you watched SGDQ 2 years ago, you saw me run the Japanese version there, so this will be a nice little difference between that and that. And a little about me as we get into where we will be starting the timer. I will let you know when that starts. Not yet. A little bit about me. I have been speedrunning since the ancient days of 2006. Lana can ask me anything she wants about those days as we go through the run. There are some downtime parts. And, yeah. This was the first game I learned how to speedrun, and I've been doing it for all these years ever since. It's basically part of my muscle memory and blood at this point. So, if you are ready to start the timer, I will count you in.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so first here, we need to get 300 money. To get money, we need to grab enemies and punch them. Punch out the money from them. 300 money will get us enough to get our weapon that we'll be using for the rest of the game. So this is the first change from Working Designs. They rebalanced, sort of, all of the prices of the weapons in the game. And because this weapon that we're going to be using, Sarosa, is like the weakest one, they made it really cheap. But it's the best weapon in the game because of Working Designs change number 2. We just got 300 money on the first screen. That is really good. Working Designs change number 2 is they change it so that when you fire your weapon, you will lose mana. Mana being that little green bar at the top left there. In the Japanese version, you do not lose mana when firing your weapon. They did this to make the game a little harder. And in the Japanese version, the weapon costs 900 money. All level 6 weapons cost 900 money. Here they rebalance them from 300 to 1200 for what they call the strongest weapon. But the strongest weapon is the worst weapon, because it drains your spirit at like 1 tick per second, and it's 1 spirit per second, basically. It's bad. It's not good. We don't use that one. Working Designs change number 3. We're at 3 now. they changed it so that when you attack enemies of the same attribute, so there are 2 attributes, Silhouette, Mirage, Silhouette being blue, Mirage being red, you will drain spirit from them and absorb it into your own self. In the Japanese version, you will just drain it from the enemy and not actually take it within yourself. You can't heal that way. This is great, except for the end of the game when you're fighting all bosses that you can't absorb spirit from. This is a secret shop. Go all the way to the top, and here is the weapon we will use the rest of the game. This level 6 Serosa has an auto-fire, so I can now just hold down the square button, and it'll auto-fire. And we'll see that on display right here as we just kind of mow down these enemies now. Considering you start with level 1 weapon, you're not supposed to have a weapon this strong, that's why it's a secret shop. Alright, here's our first boss. We're just gonna stand here and shoot at him. Dodge his attack, because that can juggle us, and that was really good. That was really good Greg.
That was super fast.
Oh, and this is starting out well as well. This enemy here is a neutral type enemy. You can only damage neutral type enemies by reflecting shots back at them. Walkers are also specials that if you knock them off a cliff, you'll do half their health bar in damage. So we can just, when that walker starts off with a Gatling gun attack, we can just knock the rest of it off the cliff there. So basic movement, double tap to dash, double tap down to crouch, or tap down to crouch, and then double tap to crouch dash. Alright, bug is going well as well. That was very good. He can do up to one of 3 summon attacks there. The spring is the best one because he stays on screen during it. Alright, area 1 done. We are heading into what I think is the best area of the game, for multiple reasons. Plot of this game, it's been a while since I have played the game casually, but to kind of sum it up, the world was split, and all of its inhabitants were split into the Silhouette, Mirage, and attributes some time ago by some supercomputer thing. And you're the messenger of justice, and you need to go fix everything by, fixing the computer by either destroying it or rebooting it or something. And everyone's out to get you because they don't want things to be fixed. Also, they call you the messenger of destruction for some reason because they think you're out to destroy the world. So, Lana, I don't know how many times you've seen me play this game. How many times do you think it's been?
Oh gosh, I'd say this is probably at least 4th or 5th, I'd say, minimum.
It's a good game. Everyone should watch it, 4 or 5 times minimum, I think.
It is fantastic. I have to admit, before I saw you running this game, I had never heard of it. I've never played it myself, but the more I see, the more I'm inspired to pick it up myself.
Yeah, it's really good. Getting a little up there in price for all versions, unfortunately. Usually you can say, oh, the Japanese version is cheaper, but no, they all run around the same price point. And I don't know which version I can really recommend more, because I've honestly grown. I usually say, oh, get the PS1 version. It's in English, I like that one better. It's a little bit easier once you learn how to play. But honestly, the Saturn version is a little bit easier for a casual playthrough, but then also you have to import a copy of that. The Saturn version's only in Japanese. Alright, here is our first boss, Zohar, that is going to also have 2 attributes, but we can just do a little trick here when she comes over to us. Nope. Okay, you're gonna do that. There we go. And I'll just stun lock her in the corner.
I love that smackdown. That's amazing. So, Kari, someone is asking in chat, is this available digitally anywhere?
It is available on, last I know, it's available on the PSN store for the I don't know if it's just PS3 or also PS4. I don't know. It was under the PS1 Classics. on PS3 back in the day, and I did download it's only the Japanese version, though. Also, yeah, I did save there by accident. I forgot that I didn't have a save on this memory card, so it auto-saved like there, and I pressed yes by accident, but I had that for a reason, because I will be actually taking a safety save out of complete paranoia later, due to something that happened the last time I streamed this game. Because, you know, we want to see this game all the way to the end. So here's another walker fight. This one's a little different in this version, where it'll actually walk all the way to the edge. It doesn't do that in the Saturn version for some reason. It'll stop, like, right where this guide wire is. Oh yeah, working designs change number 4. All neutral enemies have more HP. But also at the same time, working designs change number 5. All reflected shots do way more damage.
I smash you like tiny puppy.
So Kari, I did want to ask as well, just about this game, what was the thing about it that really inspired you to start running it? Like, what was the moment where you said, okay, this is the game?
It was short. At the time I joined SDA, Speed Demos Archive Forums, in 2006, this was during the VHS eras of speedrunning. If you ran a long game, so like Chrono Trigger or something, and you're recording your run on VHS, you'd have to pause every hour or two to swap out your tapes and then continue the run. If you wanted to do it, you know, single segment. So back then, segmented runs were a lot more popular to do because you could just do a segment and record it and perfect it and record it again if it wasn't good. So I picked this game because at the time I started running it, I was getting times around. He shot right over my head both times, thank you. I was getting about 1.5 hour times, which would fit on a, you know, relatively high quality recording on a VHS tape. Even though at the time when I started running this game, I'm like, maybe I should do it segmented, just in case to get everything down in perfect. Because this is pre-streaming, you know, long YouTube uploads. You'd find everything cut into parts. That's why SDA, that's a perfect round right there. That's why SDA was such an important site back in the beginning of speedrunning. Because it offered high-quality runs and high-quality videos of games that really weren't available anywhere else. Now, is there a Silhouette Mirage run on SDA? No, there isn't. No one's ever submitted one because all of us wanted to get the perfect run, and all of the runners have never really gotten to that point. Alright, this should be the last round as long as I reflect something. This is the giant gun. It's mostly RNG. Also, its ticks are sped up in this version.
Awesome. So, Kari, we have another question here that I know you'll love to answer. So someone asks here, what happened last time that led to the paranoia save?
I'll explain when we get there.
Great. Awesome. We'll get there soon.
We'll get there soon, and hopefully the thing won't happen. But right now, we are fighting the best boss in the game. She is a giant cat girl fish with tentacle arms, and all she wants to do is sell us flowers and eat candy. This is Dynamis. She's a guardian angel. Kind of, they're the big bosses of each stage, typically. And they're also like Zohar from before, where they will have both attributes. So in this case, it's her arms. Her body isn't vulnerable, but you need to shoot her arms, and each one destroyed will do 40 damage. And there we go. Stand here. She tries to sell us our flowers again, and she just wants to sell our pretty freaking flowers, and we don't buy flora from giant homicidal flying fish. That's like the one quote I know from the game. It's so good. A change, by the way, on this stage and also a later stage, just from graphical differences between the Saturn and PlayStation, the Saturn version has additional background layer and reflections in the windows. So if you hear my controller, that's just me mashing through the text. I'm hitting circle and X to mash through the text faster than just hitting one of the two buttons. The leaderboards for this do allow turbo. We do want to save people's wrists. I just don't have a turbo controller for the PS2. I do have one for the Saturn, though, and I do use turbo in that run. Come on. Alright, you're gonna arrange yourselves really weirdly and make me have to move so that the guys in the back start throwing their bombs. Okay, I see how it is, game. Alright, I'm at high HP for this part. I do want to take a death partway through before a certain part of the game. That'll actually be faster than not dying. And yeah, your direction depends on which bullets you can shoot and which ones you can reflect. So right now I'm blue. I'm gonna get damaged by red shots just like that over and over again. Could you stop? Thank you. I will do blue damage and I can reflect blue shots. And blue shots at me will do spirit damage to me. And then it'll flip here once I flip to my other side, once I turn to the right. And it'll be the opposite. Blue will damage me, I can reflect red, I will shoot red, I will attack red, and red shots on me will take my spirit away. I'm gonna get up this hill and then go back. Oh, there's a gap there. I'm gonna go back to crouch dashing, because I do want to beat the wheel to the end to save a little bit of time. Oh, didn't make the jump. Oh, didn't make the jump again. Alright. There we go. Save some graphics there. The loading screens, the pretty loading screens, are also a change that Working Designs made. You know, probably a good positive change. I believe the screens in the Japanese PS1 version are just black, and then with maybe some text on it to like save and load. And the Saturn version, you can't save at all. Health. I don't want health. I want to heal. Alright. This version, we can put this guy in the corner. Alright. He's just gonna stand there. Oh, he attacked me at once. Okay. Usually he just stands there, but he decided to punch me today.
That was amazing.
You just leave him in the corner and he will not do anything, but today he decided to punch me. I see how it is, game. You're just gonna make me look like a liar. Okay. Alright, another boss coming up here.
Let's go!
Cutscene to skip. And this is the smiley face from Heck. I want to turn him blue. You attack the smiley face with either blue or red to make the body appear. What color you turn the smiley face will depend on what attacks he does afterwards. Come on, get over here. No. Alright. Red is more annoying because he has a homing laser shot that will juggle you. So we turn him blue. But pretty easy boss. Always takes 2 cycles minimum, just because he always disappears at half HP. He's gonna spit up our little teleporter that he decided to eat.
It honestly sounds like getting used to these mechanics feels like it would be a very difficult thing, but I can imagine after running it for so long, it's just second nature, right?
It's this game, like I said, this game is in my blood. I can always... I'll be honest, before my other stream of it last week, I hadn't played the game probably in 6 months, 9 months, a year. And I just picked it up, did like a quick D-rust. I'm like, okay, I'm back. Same with this version. I did one like 3-stage D-rust, and I'm like, okay, I'm back.
Amazing.
Alright. Zohar starts on blue side this time, which makes them a little more annoying to start with the grab. Okay, you're gonna change. But they're low enough on HP that I can just shoot them to death. Okay, cool. A little bit more annoying to grab when they're on blue side because they tend to fly around more, and plus they have melee attacks in that form, but was able to get most of the juggle there. Zohar basically hacked into our transport nexus and was like, I'm gonna get rid of you here, and we're like, no.
Not today.
Not today.
Keep an eye out for those guardian angels, yes.
Alright, so coming up in this stage is every speedrunner's favorite thing in a game, the auto-scroller. So this is the perfect time for any questions of any type.
Amazing. Yeah, if anyone has any questions as well, feel free to pop them in the chat because I'm also looking, so I don't mind passing them on. But I think a cool thing to ask would be, what is one of the biggest developments that you have seen just in the history of this game in general for speedrunning?
Considering this game really doesn't have any glitches, probably the biggest development was the rerouting after Chaos 42666 started running in the game. I am fighting him on the wrong side. Okay. We sucked down his spirit a little bit, so he's gonna maybe not be able to attack after a while. Alright. Like I said, auto-scroller boss, it's gonna last until you get to certain HP thresholds and then you turn. But anyway, when I started running this game, I was not a gamer and would always do the easy path. Spoilers, there's multiple endings and multiple paths at the end of the game of different difficulties of bosses and stuff. And I just take the easy path and go in like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this one. I'm not even gonna think about doing the other ones. It turns out though, at the boss, third to last boss is on a timer. And it turns out that beating the boss under 2 minutes is faster than waiting for 2 minutes. Imagine that. So that was the first big change done, was defeating, instead of running that timer out, defeating that boss. The second big change was also within the endings, where instead of going for the hardest boss at the true end, it was found out to be faster to go for what I call the medium end boss. And there's a specific technique that we will only use there to destroy him quickly if he cooperates. So basically all the time saves happened near the end. And I guess the other big tech found was using a slim PS2, because as all disc-based speedrunners know, as all PS1 speedrunners know, what console you run on can matter. Mm-hmm. Some games run faster on a PS1, some games run faster on a PS2, some games run faster on a PS3. This is one that runs fastest on a slim PS2. I found that out at AGDQ 2013, as I got a massive world record at the time when I played just by playing on a slim PS2 at the bonus stream. Yeah, don't boss and drive. Alright, I am gonna save here, just in case something happens that has only happened to me once before.
Do we want to talk about that beautiful
So
event?
this hallway, you can soft lock in it. And here I am on a certain other stream, run by a certain other person who we'll be seeing later tonight. And I'm going, oh yeah, this room can soft lock. It's never happened to me before, but it's happened to other runners. As soon as I said that, the game soft locks. And I'm
always how it goes.
sitting there like, okay, that just happened, and that's never happened before. What happens at soft locks is basically the game doesn't deload one of the enemies as they run off the screen. Like, it was fine there. It doesn't unload one of the enemies that runs off screen, and therefore it thinks, oh, you didn't destroy all the enemies, so I'm not going to let you move on. And you're just stuck there forever. So luckily, that was playing the Saturn version, which has no saves. Luckily, there is a level select code that I was able to dig up and find and put in and just pick up from where I left off.
There you go. A little bit of better marathon luck this time, I'd say that. Not
yeah, because we always say in marathons and showcases and everything. That was close. I'm just going to sit here on my reflector side until this thing stops firing at me. Alright, one more shot, and we did anyway. There we go. Okay, I did not want that thing to hit me, because if I lose all of my spirit, I will absorb the weapon that I am using, and I can't get another level 6 weapon, so it would be really bad if I lost that weapon. So I've decided to play it a little safe there.
I'm assuming then in a typical run, if that happens, would that just be a reset moment in your books then?
That would just be, nope, done. Lose the weapon, you're done. Alright, let's see if I can... Almost. Okay, halfway down. I have not done that in a while, so I will call that pretty good. There's a juggle trick of that boss there, because the slot takes a long time to spin, especially when it wants to rig itself. So there was a trick there, you can just constantly air juggle her, and as long as you grab her before she kind of regains being stunned, I need to move. There we go, perfect. If you can just juggle her before she kind of regains out of stun, you can just constantly combo lock her, like, in the air. Okay, it's only just 1 health, I can just pick it up. Let me punch her to get her into roughly the correct position to save some time. There's a lot of little positioning things that I do. I guess that's something I've picked up just noticing where the characters stand after cutscenes. If you move to that position before the cutscene, you won't walk to it. So I try to do that wherever possible. Lana, I'm at soup.
Soup?
Yeah, it's all soup. Everything's soup.
It's all soup.
It's all soup. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? This is the soup boss. It's another auto-scroller, basically. I'm just going to stick on this one side and punch the enemies on this side into the soup. Soup turns blue. Bubbles come out. He sniffs the bubbles. He takes 8 damage per sniff. If he gets to full spirit by sniffing up pink bubbles, then he will do a nose attack at me. So this is the perfect time for any more questions that anyone has.
Yeah, I also just wanted to ask a little bit just about you in general. We love to learn a lot about our runners, but I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about your speedrunning history, what draws you to speedrunning, and what keeps you speedrunning.
Well, like I said, I started in 2006 when I found SDA. I don't remember how I found SDA. It was either through the Metroid 2002 website, just from reading about, like, strategies in Metroid Prime and Super Metroid, and just kind of going from there, and I just found, like, oh, there's these people that are playing games really skillfully, and I want to do that too. So I speedrun this. This was my first game. My second game was Chocobo Racing for the PS1. And I kind of just bounced around those 2 games for a long time before I don't even remember what my third game was at this point. It might have been Pokemon Puzzle League or Tetris Attacks. I run both of those. I picked up Growlancer 2, which was on Mercy Kill a few weeks ago. Very fun tactical RPG, also released by Working Designs. After I acquired a Saturn and a copy of Magic Knight Rayearth, and I finished that, I started speedrunning that game, also released by Working Designs. That's been on... I think it was on one of the early Fatales events, I believe. What else do I run? Chocobo GP is my newest game. Puzzle games. I just did a Wario's Woods tournament over the weekend. I'm okay at that game. It kind of hurts my wrist. Speaking of wrists, I do play a lot of rhythm games on my phone. I did get one of those into Flame Fatales coming up, so if you do like anime rhythm games, please check out D4DJ Groovy Mix when I run it on, I think it's August 26th during Flame Fatales.
That's your cue to put !FF in chat if you got those beautiful commands going. It'll be great.
Also, never underestimate the power of soup. That actually went faster than I thought. He had good sniffs. He can sniff, he can put salt in, he can just say more, and if he gets 100 spirit, he can do his nose beam at you. And that's pretty much all he does. You can't target him any way else other than the soup.
Amazing. Well, that made me a little bit hungry.
Okay, what's your favorite flavor of soup?
Oh, I wasn't expecting questions. I'll go potato leek. I love potato leek soup. Yeah, how about you?
I like Italian wedding as long as the spinach isn't too strong.
All right.
But you can't go wrong with a good chicken noodle.
We'll take it. We'll take it. How about chat? Drop your favorite soups in the chat below. It's all soup here.
It was all soup.
How do we follow up such a great soup level, though? What can we expect?
A 2-headed goat sheep snake worm.
Amazing.
Yeah. I want to go right here. It's different. There's one text box on the left side in Japanese and one text box on the right side in English, so I want to go right. This dungeon's the same. The only difference is there's a secret shop on the right side, which I don't really care about. I do still need to die, so I'm going to be taking a death somewhere in this level to save time. If you don't take a death before the 3 bosses from now, you'll get put in a cutscene where you have to answer questions to fight another boss, or answer them wrong to not fight the boss. It is faster to die and respawn than to answer the questions wrong. And I want to switch my weapon to my level 1 one because all these bosses are neutral. And I don't want to be taking neutral damage because that does spirit and health. Spider Boss goes down in 3 attacks in this version. He takes, I think it's like 8 or something in Japanese if you do all those bomb ones there. Just from the increased reflection damage. Alright, time for the worst boss in the game. My split for this in live split is called This Is Where I Reset.
Oh no.
Witness our power, microbe. Attribute.
Alright, we're going blue. We're going blue first thing. Come on. Now, stand still. Oh, nope, he iframed. Thanks. I hope you like Red Rum, by the way. Nope, get on the other side. These guys are all blue. I want to get up here. So he can only be damaged by neutral because he is neutral type. He will change his minions to one of the 3 types. And he can also, okay, thanks! He can also iframe himself when he's doing that attribute wave. Which is really annoying. Because then you can't damage him when he's standing still. And otherwise he just jumps around like a dingus.
I can see why he's so rude.
Alright, you're gonna go blue again. And red. And green. Okay. Is it what half health about? Okay. No, come over here. Here? Here? Yeah, okay. AI loop? No. This is better, though. Stay still? Nope. Bounced out of the way. Red? Okay. Want to stay on this side? Nope. No AI loop. Someone's going to stand here and just do nothing.
He's really getting his cardio in today.
He is doing me... He is doing me a heck right now. Alright, keep doing this. Nope. Good. Alright, we're in critical. We got him in critical. Do an AI loop or something. Sometimes he'll just start shooting at you. Walking at you and shooting at you. Alright. Maybe? Nope. He jumped out of the way. And red. Oh, he was tricking me there. He tricked me there too. Come on, buddy. Do something.
Yeah, it genuinely seems like his unpredictability is what makes him so wild, right?
Yep. You can't really control what he does here. Just need to hope that you can reflect a bunch of those grenade shots all at once, and he takes damage from all of them. Oh, 4 HP left. Come on.
Close.
Hold still. Hold. Nope. Nope. Oh, come on. It's like talking to a cat or something. There we go. Oh, it's like cat. Get down. You're not supposed to sit in there. Get down. And the cat just stares at you like, nah. Nope. I'm not moving.
Nah, he knows he's the boss and he is owning it for this moment in time.
All right, I'm still over 100 HP, so I do want to get my butt beat here. So if I was trying for like PBs or anything like that, that'd be a reset right there. And this is relatively late into the run. I don't know exactly where the timer is, but you know, we're stage 5 out of 7, so pretty late in to just be like, oh, well, run's dead.
Time to test your metal.
I have to say, this battle arena is pretty fantastic.
Yep, keep doing that. Keep doing that. Oh, not do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, perfect. Plus, I was under 200 spirit there. Now let's revive my spirit as well. He's gonna get knocked back up. I said to bring him down to 500 HP. There we go. That was a good fight. So like I said, dying at any point before you defeat this boss will skip the next cutscene of fighting the Reaper. You have to answer 3 questions correctly, and then you can fight him. They call him like the hardest. He's not really the hardest boss in the game, but he is the secret boss. So he is relatively difficult. But dying means you can skip that. Fighting the Reaper is one of 5 ending paths in this game. There are 4 different ending paths depending on how you juggle the final boss structure, and then the Reaper is a fifth path. Yes, there is an all paths run. No, I have not done it because it takes like 3 hours to do or so. And you have to play the game 4 times in a row on one save file with 10 continues. You get 10 continues per save file. This is like fine for speedrunning, but casual players, especially if they don't know about the secret shop, you will probably on your first playthrough run out of continues around the last boss, if not the next one. That's just the most common that I've seen from people who have played this game for the first time.
So then when you're out of continues then, just to clarify, does that mean you're starting from the beginning then? Or?
Yep, yeah, that save file has no more continues, and you can, if you die again, then you just get straight up game over.
Amazing.
So, if you're going for an all paths run, you just want to make sure that you're not playing too risky, and you still want to, just in case, have a couple lives left over. Alright, that was an okay walker fight. You really want to get them both to the edge and knock them off that edge there. My spirit's a little low, so I'm going to absorb on the next set of enemies I need to fight. Alright, second wave here. Alright, we're back at 300. Nope, missed one. There we go. Change here. Oh, nope. There we go. Don't want to go too far right there, because then the rocks will start falling, and then you can't really dodge them, and they do neutral damage, which isn't good. Alright, so I know we were just talking about food. Are you hungry?
So hungry. Hit me up.
Alright, you know who else is hungry?
Uh-oh.
This next boss is quite ravenous.
Uh-oh.
Giant 2-headed trash compactor dragon, let's go.
It's just for soup, right? He's just hungry for soup?
No, he's trying to use his little grabby hands to grab all the little peepers on the screen here.
Oh no!
And he's gonna go. Come on, you gonna chomp? He's gonna sink himself here. Omph. All right. So the strategy for Gargantuan here is to feed him enemies that are the opposite color of his wings. His grabby hands will go towards enemies of the same color, and you want to destroy those enemies. Enemies will follow you around. So, as long as you lead them to his hands, he will eventually grab onto them. He can eat 4 enemies per round. He needs to eat a total of 10 enemies in order to be destroyed. This battle is always a minimum of 3 rounds, because you need him to eat 10 enemies, so I usually do some combination of 4, 3, and 3. After 4 enemies, he will crunch and squish and change attribute. And then you just repeat with the other color, he'll do it again, and then repeat with the other color one more time. So this boss is like a semi-auto-scroller, because you really can't damage him any faster than how he decides to eat. So, like right now, he was waiting on the left side there to sync up with his right hand so he can oomph at the same time. Otherwise, it's just kind of mitigating lag by not having too much on screen. The lag isn't as bad in this version as it can be in the Saturn version. Okay, he does have... okay, we'll let him eat 4 here. It doesn't really matter. He's gonna be spinning both. That's fine. Of course, he doesn't sink it. Okay, thanks. Come on. Buddy, eat the food.
It seems like even he has his picky days, hey?
Come on. Come on. Could you? There we go. I was gonna say the word. But luckily it didn't happen. He was just being a big doofus there. I think he just kind of, his AI like unsynced or something when he ate the other one early. I have no idea. But one more round. He just needs to eat 3 here, so we'll try to keep him only eating 3. Alright, there you go. There's 2. Humph. Okay. And I just need to eat 1 more. Good, they all no blue ones spawn. So we just want him to grab 1 and then we can shoot all the other ones down to save time. Okay. There we go. It's gonna keep destroying the other enemies as they spawn in. Okay, that one started spinning, so I can just shoot all I want. Once it starts spinning, you can't target them anymore, so I just wanna stay in the middle here for when the fight ends, for the cutscene. Stop hitting me. I want to just kind of dodge the enemies at this point. Keep my spirit up for the next fight. And there.
Awesome. There it is.
There's Zohar again. So this is the boss I was talking about, that we are on a 2-minute time limit to either defeat the boss or just stall them out. And, you know, like I said, it might surprise you that doing something in under 2 minutes is faster than taking 2 minutes.
I love math.
This game is full of math. You see all the enemies explode into math and you defeat them and stuff? All the bosses are their big old math and stuff? Yeah. This game loves math. This game is just a math category. And Zohar, we just do the same as always, just juggle in the corner. And 22 HP left. Actually, I want them to be on the blue side. It's a little bit easier to start with on that side. So, under 30 seconds, that's good. You can sometimes get them in 20 seconds if you take as much time as, what do you call it? Use as much time when you're just unlocking them without, you know, cutting it short too much.
So I'm curious too, you had mentioned that math does seem to be a big thing in this, as we see with all the formulas. Is there a specific reason for that, or is it just sort of a fun little game element?
I think it's just the computer aesthetic of the whole game, with like the supercomputer that split the world in 2 with the 2 attributes and everything, and we're going to stop it, and I think that's kind of just the futuristic aesthetic it was going for. Alright, so this is Cypher Zohar. Basically, Zohar was actually a guardian angel and was just had their power shackled to give them free thought. As you could see, all the other guardian angels were kind of doofuses. So Zohar got free thought by having their power shackled, and now they are just an unstoppable machine. This is one of the first bosses where the working designs change of your spirit being drained when you shoot your weapon really comes to bite you in the butt. Because you cannot drain spirit from Zohar. If you try to attack them on the same side, they'll just reflect your shots. So, at times, if you have continues left... Okay, I'm going to... Okay, be careful there. My spirit isn't exactly low yet, but I would rather take an HP death than a spirit death. In fact, I think I might here. Yep, there we go. Perfect. That'll put my spirit back at 300. Now, please put me back into the center. Thank you. Alright, they're changing again. By the way, at half health, their bottom comes off. I call it their pants start flying off. And then they can make pants lasers in the background. As they are doing again here. Maybe we can get rid of them before the pants lasers fire? Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice big climactic finish there as the attack goes off at the same time as the boss dies, and it doesn't matter for us. Alright, we defeated Zohar, and they tell us to go, go save the world. Go stop evil plans and everything before they explode into math.
As many evil enemies do.
Yeah, we are at the supercomputer. We have the option of a shop if we want to. We're not going to take it. Working designs change number final. The graphics for this shop bunny were changed. In the Saturn version, he's smoking a big old cigar. And the fiery dragon is not a dragon in the Saturn version. Alright, I'm going to mash only circle here because I have to pick the non-default option of Abandon Edo. Because we don't think restoring the computer is going to actually fix anything. So we're just going to say, nah, we'll figure another way out. We are a, game protagonist. We can figure this out on our own. And this will take us to what I call the medium ending. Or the medium path. It's still going to be the bad ending, though. It's just faster. We fight Megiddo again. Alright, stop iframing, please. Less attacking, more standing still. Going pretty good. My spirit's in an okay spot for the next part. Can I drain any here? Nope. Oh, careful, careful. Okay. Those roses do neutral damage. So here is the technique found to speed this boss fight up, and hopefully we can get in 2 shots. I'm hitting R1 or R2 L2 at the same time. And time.
Awesome. Great job, Kari.
So that was a perfect final Megiddo fight there. 2 Parasite Bomb attacks will take him down always from 500 HP as long as he's standing still and doing an attack, because otherwise he will just reflect everything off and not take damage.
Amazing. So it looks like our timer has stopped here at a 43:09.
Not bad. Not bad for taking it a little safe with the safety save and Gargantuan being a doofus and murder robots having a Monday on me.
There were definitely some fun moments in there for sure.
Yeah, you can see some of the RNG of this game on play. As at this point, I'd say most of the run for getting a PB now is down to RNG.
Totally, yeah. So then I guess also just in your words, what would you say to really get any of our viewers here to get interested in the game? What would you say to really encourage them to check this out?
I mean, a lot of people love Treasure. They've played Mischief Makers. They've, laughed at McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. They've, witnessed Ikaruga and Radiant Silvergun. Maybe they played the Astro Boy GBA game, which is one of Treasure's last original releases. This one kind of gets buried. It came out very soon after Mischief Makers on, a console that, was more for RPGs at the time, the PlayStation. Working designs, you might have heard some things about them and how they made games super difficult. It is difficult, but it is a fair difficult, I like to say, as long as you, get through it. You can find the secret shop, make things a lot easier. There's also, if you play the Saturn version, there's a debug code that'll give you unlimited money and everything. This game is just, I think out of all the Treasure's games, out of all the ones I've played, it's definitely my favorite. And I think it deserves a little bit more playtime and, seen in the spotlight alongside its other greats. So if you, can pick up a copy, please try this game out. It's great. It takes about, I'd say, 2 to 3 hours on a casual first run if you get through it. So definitely worth your time and money, and it's very great. And I love it very much. And if you're interested, there is a secret movie to prep yourself for the release of Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete coming to PS1 in, I think that came out in 2001. You can watch the preview movie. Sure, we'll save our final game status. Why not? That was one of the big selling points they had for the game. It was hey, look at this preview movie for Lunar 2 we've been working on for ages. Final working designs change. You can control Zohar in the ending and you can fight enemies and stuff instead of just having the enemies show on screen and do stuff. And that'll be about it from me. You can find me everywhere on the internet as Karaoke. My username is the same everywhere. Like I said before, I'll be running in Flame Fatales next month, doing a D4DJ Groovy Mix showcase. So please watch out. I'm also in the Final Fantasy Relay that same day, running Chocobo GP for that event. So if you like Final Fantasy, the FF Relay is always fun to see. A lot of good players showing off their games for that. And yeah, if you want to try out this game, just have any questions about it, reach out. I will be glad to answer them. And thank you for having me as the first runner on the first episode of your show.
Yay! You did amazing. It was so good to have you. All right, so just before we switch over to a quick break here, just a couple announcements. First off, let's give lots of claps to Kari for that amazing first run of Silhouette Mirage. It was incredible. I had loads of fun. I hope you had loads of fun. So just a couple announcements here. I'm going to be hyping this up constantly, so don't get tired of it. Once again, a reminder, in case you haven't heard, Frame Fatales is having its next all-women's speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st to 27th. The marathon schedule is now out, and you will recognize a couple names on it, most likely. Type !FF in Twitch chat, or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more info. Also, like we had mentioned, prize submissions are now open as well. You can visit the Frame Fatales Twitter for information on how to donate a prize. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in looking at our live content, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, we'll be heading off on a short break to get ready for our next run. After this, you can expect some Metroid Prime showing off Metroid Dread all bosses, and it's sure to be amazing. We'll catch you right after this. Take care! Back from break. I hope you had a wonderful time. You are here on She Is Speed, a brand new Hotfix show here, hosted by me, Lana Ruse, or you can call me Lana. We'll be doing this every second Monday right here on Games Done Quick. So the purpose of this show, just to give a quick refresh again, we are featuring women speedrunners who run games that feature female protagonists. So we just had an amazing run from the lovely Karaoke, who just finished Silhouette Mirage any % US version. And now we have the ever lovely Metroid Crime, who will be showing off Metroid Dread all bosses for us. So I say let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us a little bit about the game, and let us know when you're ready to go.
This game basically when it came out, maybe 2 weeks after it came out, and I love this game. It is excellent. Let's get into here. We're going to be playing an all bosses run today on rookie mode. Rookie mode is a little bit easier than normal. It just ensures that we're not going to get stuck on any pesky enemies along the way. But we're going to see all the bosses. A lot of the any % runs of this game skip my absolute favorite boss. So we're going to get to show that off today, and I'm very excited. And I'm very excited to be here, Lana. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Totally. It's so good to have you here. The second we got this going, I said, I know exactly who we're going to have showing off some fun stuff today.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to get started here. I'm going to do a countdown. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. So you'll see this file starts from 3 minutes and 44 seconds. That's because this game, the in-game timer counts all of the cutscenes towards your finish time, basically. Which is a little silly, but it's okay. I mean, this game's normally timed in real time because of that, just because it doesn't count any deaths towards your in-game time, but it does count the cutscenes. So we're just gonna get started. Here we go. So Samus, basically what you missed there was that Samus got a distress call on her ship, and the Galactic Federation was like, yo, there's something weird going on planet ZDR. Like, we got a distress call from someone on this planet a little bit ago, and Samus has been basically, it's her job to check it out. She's a bounty hunter. So she's going to check out this planet, and then while she was on her way to check out what was going on, she landed and got accosted by a Chozo. We don't know anything about them. it's kind of weird. We don't know who they are at this point. We don't know what's going on. But we currently have physical amnesia and have lost all of our abilities. So, as you do in every other Metroid game, we're going to go along and try to collect some of those. So right here, I should talk a little bit about... So there is a skip you can do that basically you can skip this entire tutorial section that we're about to go and do. Requires doing a thing called a pseudo wave, which personally I am not a fan of doing those. They kind of hurt my hands a little bit, so I've settled on this this mishmash of glitched and glitchless. I'll talk about it a little bit more later. But we're just running away from this Emmy. The Emmys were originally sent here by the Galactic Federation, which is who Samus kind of gets jobs from. Let me just grab this. And something happened and the Emmys have turned on us. They're supposed to be on our side. And I should mention this is a horror game, and so there will be some kind of scary moments, honestly. I mean, space is scary in general, but we're gonna see some very scary Emmy moments coming up.
Have to admit, as a casual player who got into this, the Emmys were... Oh my gosh. So
yeah.
I totally feel you on that one.
Yeah, like, I run this game really frequently, and still, like, I have, like... I have to tell you, the story about, like, I was playing this, I was practicing for another marathon, like, a few months back, and, I got so spooked by one of the Emmys that I just, like, I tensed up so hard, and I think I, like, hurt my shoulder. It was really funny. Like, I couldn't believe that, like, it gained that reaction out of me. Like, it's just, sometimes it's really scary. They can really catch you off guard. And being as someone who knows how to deal with them, that's it's really funny that can still happen to me. So basically, we're locked in here right now because the Emmy knows we're here. So we're just gonna laugh at it as it looks at us through this door because it can't get us. You'll notice in the background there's something weird moving around. What is that, I wonder? Anyway, we're gonna stop in at this Atom Room. So the story in the game is that after we crash landed, our ship was kind of like, hey, we can't really reach you in the lower depths of this planet, but if you get up to the upper levels of the planet, I should be able to get a communication with you. So basically, we stop in at these Atom Rooms and check. Basically, it provides a way to tell you where to go and route you through the game, and you're playing casually. Ideally, we are going to pull off a skip that will have us not ever interact with an Atom terminal again. I'm hoping. Okay, so be careful here. Ooh, wow, I do not know how it did not get me there! Oh my gosh! Ooh,
I think my heart stopped.
There's gonna be a lot of those. This is only the beginning. So we're gonna take out all of those enemies so we can get through here a little bit quicker. Let's try to get that guy. There we go. And when we're moving through the water, we kind of want to, you know, we want to jump around a little bit because you move a little bit faster if you're constantly jumping through the water. Just a tiny bit. It's enough that it's worth it. We're going to take out all these guys in advance, just shoot a missile at those, and we're going to blow out this block here. Okay. And we're going to make our way back, and we're about to go into another Emmy room, unfortunately. This one can be a little scary. I have definitely, like even in the last few days, I've accidentally got caught by this one because I didn't slide enough away from it. Yeah, see, it's going to see us right here. So what we have to do in this room is we have to lower the, we have to raise the water level. So we're going to do that by stepping on this. The Emmy is going to come over here, and I'm going to sneak past it, I hope. No! Oh my gosh! Oh no, okay, so we're going to get a, oh, okay, nope. So the Emmy dropped down a little bit before I was expecting. Usually it continues to climb up the ceiling there, and, and doesn't fall down like that, but maybe we'll get better RNG on our way in here. Okay, so the Emmy decided to not see us on the way through, so we got a little bit lucky here. So the Emmys can be a little bit unpredictable. There is a little bit of RNG involved. So the Emmy was that on the other side this time, so it didn't catch up to us. Those parries that you can do to to hold off the enemy. You see when it pins you down at the beginning, or when it grabs you. You have 2 chances to parry it. They're random. Like the amount of seconds that it takes to actually do the attack is random. So you kind of have to guess to parry. The game heavily discourages you from relying on being able to get away from the enemy. Also, you'll see, I didn't mention this, but you'll see me meleeing through doors, and the melee is not specifically new to this game, but it was actually introduced in the last Metroid game that Mercury Steam put out, Samus Returns, which is a remake of Metroid 2. And that kind of introduced the melee, and I kind of love it. There's some really good, like, some really, really cool-looking movement that Samus does when she does her melee. So now we're going to go back through this entire section that we already went through, but except it's always less cooperative on the second time. I don't know why. Let's do that. Okay. And through here. Thank you. There we go. But I really enjoyed Samus Returns, and I like what Mercury Steam did with the game, and I'm very happy with this one. I really love this game, hence the speedrunning of it.
Yeah, I'd take a guess just between the name and also the running that you might be a fan of the series, eh?
Yes, I am. Surprisingly, though, this was not... a Metroid game was not the very first game that I decided to ever speedrun. I ended up starting with Sonic 1, actually, and I'm a huge fan of that game. You can kind of see, like, behind me on my camera, I have all the Sonic stuff. I have a few Metroid things, too, but I am a huge fan of Metroid series in general. There's, again, a little invisible creature there, which, you know, we'll see later. This is famously a room known for being difficult. There we go. There's a lot of enemies in there that are, like, just... it's very difficult to get through that room cleanly. I'm just gonna go down here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you're going to see me jump on a switch here, which is going to reroute the lava, because we need to use that to unlock doors to get through this area. So we have a little unskippable cutscene here that shows that the lava flow was reversing. So this is actually, like, if you're casually playing this, that actually serves as a really good indicator as to where you have to go next, because you can just follow the path of the lava flow to know, hey, this is the door I'm going to next. Okay. So we're gonna grab that missile. I ideally will try not to grab missiles if it's possible, just because there's no real advantage for me to grabbing, like, anything that's less than a 10 missile pickup on my run. There we go. Let's just get through this atom room. Perfect. And ideally... oh, no, here, let's go here. Okay. So we're just speeding right through... oh, wait, oops, oh no. Oh, I might have gone the wrong way. Okay.
Quick recover.
Yeah, we're good. We recovered. We didn't actually just walk into that enemy, which is what I was scared of happening. Okay, let's do this again. There we go. So that was a little bit of a shortcut that brings us into this Emmy room a little bit faster. And here we go. So we're going to take out this central processing unit. It's kind of like a mother brain. I call these baby brains. It's very mother brain-like. It has a similar functionality, as in it's like monitoring this area. The Emmy realized that something's wrong because we took out the central processing unit here. We're gonna do that. Thankfully, the game reminds you how to do that every time. Which is helpful because it's kind of like you only do it for these rooms. So we're gonna try to take this Emmy out. We're gonna do this. Some very tricky jumps over top. Okay, and now we're gonna fire and blew off the faceplate, and there we go. Whew. So that's a stressful Emmy kill tactic. There will be much more stressful Emmy kill tactics coming up in this run. There we go. And now we have the spider magnet, which allows us to hold on to those blue panels that you saw as we were walking through the areas. Okay, so there we go. Our arm cannon is back to normal. We no longer have the special ability that allows us to take out the enemies. Oh, oops. We gotta wait for that door to actually fully drop. There we go. The number of times I've accidentally jumped off of there and ended up in the bottom path is embarrassing. Luckily that didn't happen. I thought we were actually going to do that again. But yeah, we can just do this. When we have our charge shot charged up, when we have our charge shot charged up, it kind of produces this barrier around us. We're just going to take that out for later. It kind of produces this little barrier around us that allows us to, like, attack enemies, like, to jump into enemies and... Oh, oops. Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. Okay, and melee. Bam. There we go. Okay. So those are on most of the boss doors, not all of them. This is our first major boss. This is Corpius. We're just going to send a bunch of missiles into his face. There we go. Phase 1 down. We're going to take this out here. And then I'm actually going to show everyone a little cutscene after we finish the ending cutscene for this, because although we're going fast, I really want to show off some of the cool stuff that Samus does, because the animations in this game are amazing. Samus is so expressive without saying a single word or having a single facial reaction. And it's kind of amazing how emotive they managed to make Samus. And that was actually... Oh, I skipped the cutscene. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry, that's everyone. Okay. Trust me, there will be better habit, right?
True speedrunner, the mash.
Yeah, I know, right? I will show off at least one cutscene, I swear. That's okay. So anyway, we just got the, basically, we can go invisible now. It allows us to walk through these doors. Which we couldn't get through before, so here's another one. Hopefully we can slide. There we go. You get through a little faster if you slide. You're kind of restricted as to what you can do when you're invisible. You move very slowly. You can't jump. You're super restricted. But if you happen to slide before you go through, you can make it through a little faster. So there we go. Okay. We're just going to take out these fish birds? I don't know what they are. They're very strange. But we are on an alien planet, so, you know, it makes sense. Okay, so now we're going to take this elevator over to our next area, and this is Caterus. You'll notice the map. You'll see it as it fills in, but the map goes from bottom to top, and it starts with an area that starts with the letter A, Artaria, and goes up to I, Itarash. So you can kind of, you don't exactly, like, you're going from A to C right now, because B is on the other side of the map, but I think it's really cool. Like, once I noticed that's what they were doing with the naming conventions, I was like, ah, I see. It was a cool little detail.
That's actually the first time I'm noticing that, so thanks for that one.
Yeah, no problem. It's a fun thing. I don't think I noticed it until, like, after I started speedrunning it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that. So we're just gonna get through this area. There's all these robots here. They're very rude. Also more birdfish. And here is an Atom room. Okay, so if all goes well, fingers crossed here, this will be the last Atom room that we see throughout the run. I'm really hoping that's the case, because it takes a lot of time to just skip through the dialogue and hear him drone on, blah, 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 blah. And being able to skip this means we can run and speed boost through some of these rooms later that have Atom rooms in them, or Atom save points. Okay, take that guy out, because otherwise it's not good. Here we go. So switch. So now we're going to go through this area. We're going to go through Caterus and reroute all the lava doors so that we can get through to the next area. Blow out this block. Ooh, jump, wall jump. There we go. Okay. So yeah, also, please make sure you take a look at all of the really pretty and gorgeous, like, environments in the background. Like, there are so many cool little details that, like, I still am noticing little details about stuff that's happening in the background as I'm playing this. Sometimes, you know, it's difficult to pay attention to the background while you're speedrunning, but every once in a while I see a new detail and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. I'll try to point out as many of them as I can, as they're relevant to the story. Okay, so we want to get through this area quick. Oh gosh. Because there's some nasty monsters in there that like to spout lava. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we just came across an Emmy room and we skipped a cutscene in which Emmy was like... Oh gosh. No. Oh no. Okay, so Green Emmy is not my favorite. Green Emmy is really bad for RNG. I think mostly because you encounter Green Emmy a lot during this run because you have to go through so many of these rooms. Okay. Honestly, better than Green Emmy has been... We call Green Emmy Gremmy. Or at least I do. So Gremmy is a lot of RNG related to this Emmy here. Back through this way, yes. Okay, so luckily Emmy is not here at all, not in this room, which is really good for us. We got really lucky with RNG there. Okay, so we're gonna go through here. We're gonna go through another one of these doors. There we go, invisibility. And we're gonna open this. So this just turns this on, so this means now we can get up to that section by grabbing onto the blue panels with our spider magnet. That's what it's called, yes. So you'll notice sometimes the enemies will do that little flash. That's a key. That's the key to melee them. If you melee enemies, you will actually get more health drops and missiles out of them. Okay, so we're just gonna look up here. So looking up at that point allows you to open up a little door that otherwise, like, it's not too much of a time save, but you have to wait for it to open later. Okay, we didn't get the slide this time. It's okay, we can walk slowly through that door. Okay, and now we're about to come up to a very scary part for me personally, because this is tricky. I'm gonna set myself a 2-minute timer, and I'm going to attempt to get this Atom skip. Oh, I thought that was going to be it in first try, huh?
Let's get that encouragement in chat, everybody.
Yeah,
we know
please,
this is
everyone.
a difficult spot. You got this,
please
Crime.
send your energy. Thank you so much, yeah. I'm gonna just try to focus on this. Yeah, unfortunately, if I don't get this in the 2 minutes, it's usually faster for PB times to just ignore it. Well, actually, I probably would not get a PB if I missed the skip at this point because it's so important to my run. Ooh, okay. 2. So yeah, this is a frame-perfect trick. Oh, I thought that was it. Okay. Bad last jump. So basically, the way this works is you have to perfectly jump here, here, perfectly melee, jump, jump. Nope, almost. I think my last jump was bad there. My second jump wasn't great. Ooh, so close. You can see me almost graze the edge there. Almost.
Getting so close so many times. It's amazing.
Oh gosh, I know. I'm considering giving this another minute after my timer goes off. Let's see. Let's see if I have enough time to do this. Okay. Let me take a breath for a second. Whew.
Deep breath, chat. Bring it in.
Okay, I'm gonna set myself another timer. So, yeah, this is one of those tricks where it's like, hey, if I'm just having a bad day, good luck with this. It's so, I get so in my head about it, so like the longer I try it, it's like, come on.
The time is all yours. No problem.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Nope. Bad melee. Bad melee. Almost. Nope. Nope. It's funny, some days I can just come into this room and pull it off like first try, and those are always amazing.
It's always how those speedruns go, right? They're so picky. Yeah, you're doing so amazing, though.
Thank you. Almost. Ah, there we got it. Woo! Oh my gosh, we did it. Okay, so that saves so much. Like, you just don't have to talk to Adam anymore, and that's honestly the best part of it. I don't like Adam. There we go. Okay. Ooh. So yeah, we skipped an entire section basically to do that, and and also we don't have to sit through any of the Adam speeches throughout the rest of the run. Which gives us a lot of really interesting opportunities to do speed boosting through different parts of the game that we normally wouldn't have been able to. So yeah, it's overall, I'm very happy that we got that.
Huge time save, massive disrespect to Adam.
Massive disrespect, which is my favorite part. Okay, so well, basically now we're just going through, opening up more. Oh gosh, we gotta go through here. Sometimes there's bad Emmy RNG for this as well. We're gonna jump over. There we go, perfect. Right over top of that Emmy. And this room looks familiar, right? So, but now the doors are working. Or sorry, the slide stuff is working because we activated it in the other room. So we can get up that section without having to do an Adam skip again. There we go. Okay, and let me... Oh, oops. Okay, well, I hate this section. Okay, we're gonna just take... Okay, that works too. That's one of those enemies that is hits for a lot of damage, surprisingly. I actually have a lot less health. No, it's not that bad, actually. It's not too bad. I always forget, it's a little bit easier on, like, you know, I think that enemies don't take quite as much damage on rookie mode. I'm actually not quite 100% sure about that difference. There we go. Okay, so we opened this door before because we literally looked up. Which just saves us a little bit of time. So we're gonna open this door by redirecting the lava again. Okay. So we're making our way out into a little tram system coming up here as we make our way through this. There we go. There's a really interesting Shine Spark puzzle in this section. So if you've like 100% of this game, this part might look very familiar to you. There we go. Okay. Yes, so for the Adam save skip, if I don't stop on another Adam save point, we won't reactivate it at any point. You just have to make sure to just avoid it. Like, don't accidentally step on one, and you'll be fine. It continues on basically until you step on another one. So yeah, we're taking this train over to another area. I believe this is Berenia, which would be the B. So Artaria, Berenia, Hatteras. There we go. So we're gonna pick up another upgrade over here. And because this is a new area, there will be a new Emmy in here, which we will encounter. It is one of my least favorite Emmys. Oops, let's go up here. Okay. Oh, these guys are a little bit nasty. They do a lot of damage. Okay. So we're about to go into an area that has no power. Oh. There we go. There we go, and we're in here. So this area has no power. We can't use that refill station or do anything in here. This area is the sole reason why I turn the brightness up in this game, just because this section is very dark if you don't have that on. There we go. Okay, and we're gonna step on this, and we're gonna activate the power for this area. This allows us to get to a section where we can get an upgrade. All the power's going on. It's very convenient that Samus's arm cannon is the key to activate that. You know, Metroid logic. Oh gosh. Okay, this is not good. There we go. Okay. We want a little bit more than like just like 25 health for this next part, because you can get kind of caught by a few of the enemies in awkward places. But hopefully I'll be able to smoothly get through this section. So there we go. So we just got the wide beam, which allows us to open these doors here. Wide, that's 3 eyes. We're gonna duck. Oh, there we go. Okay. So these doors are very finicky. You basically have to be in neutral to activate them. Let's just grab that for some health. Okay. So, here, we're entering an Emmy room. This is an Emmy we haven't seen yet. There's a cutscene here that we're gonna skip. But this is Speed Emmy. This is the Emmy that gives us the speed boost ability. This Emmy is very fast and very scary. If you get caught by it, it's basically like you are basically dead. You will get a game over screen. So hopefully we don't get bad RNG and we can get through this smoothly. Okay, back to the train system. Okay, so now that we have the wide beam, you saw a few of those doors as we were going through Cataris. We can now open those doors and get through to new sections that we couldn't get to before. You know, as you do in Metroid games, a lot of things are gated off, and you have to go through the story. But we are going to be doing a few skips in the game to kind of get us some abilities before we would normally if you were playing the intended route. One of them is coming up soonish. But it's definitely developer intended, but it's a skip to get a grapple beam. And having the grapple beam unlocks a lot of things in this game for you. There we go. Okay, so here's our first wide beam block that we can blow out. And here's our second one. That's Green Emmy, so we want to... Whoa, we do not want to get caught by Green Emmy. Oh gosh, it's coming for us. There it is. Okay, let's go fast. There we go. Okay, so we gotta take out this central unit here. And use our missiles. You'll notice that a lot of this looks very familiar if you've played... do this now. Looks very familiar if you played, like, Super Metroid. It's very reminiscent of the Mother Brain fight. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if we're gonna get the quick kill on this. I kind of hope so, but it might not happen. I might have been a little too late there. There we go. Ooh.
Amazing.
Oh, it's a little scary. You still have a little bit of time if it decides to come under that that wall there. But ideally, if you kill it, it'll get killed a lot faster if you do it this way, if you're speed running. Okay, morph ball acquired. So now Metroid can crawl. There we go. Okay. So now we can get into a lot of these little alcoves that we couldn't get into before. We're gonna skip that missile because we don't need it. So it's faster if you honestly slide up, or stand up and then slide through these tunnels. You get through them a slight bit faster than if you were rolling the entire time. Just a little bit of speed. Through here. There we go. So I'm going to go up here and grab this missile expansion because it is a 10 missile expansion, which are the only ones worth getting, honestly. For these purposes, at least. If you're playing this casually, of course, grab as many as you can. 100% the game. There's some really good speed puzzles in here that I really enjoyed. Even though some of them took me, like, literal hours. Okay, so now we're using this teleporter to get back to Artaria? I believe it's Artaria. You'll notice this area, it's familiar because we've been through it. It was near the beginning of the game, back before we fought the first Emmy, who's not the tutorial Emmy. There's tutorial Emmy and the first Emmy. Spider... well, no, what is that called? Spider Magnet Emmy, there we go. So yeah, this is just the upper part of this. So now that we have, the morph ball, we can get up into this little alcove here and take the upper path here in this map. Oh, no. Let's shoot through here. Slide and jump. There we go. Okay, so this area spooked me so bad when I first did it. I totally was like, I was streaming this and I was chatting with chat, and all of a sudden, like, I stepped on the switch and I was like, just chatting normally with chat, and then all of a sudden I started freaking out because I realized it was timed. So this is a mini escape sequence inside of a Metroid game. There's lots of escape sequences traditionally in Metroid games, but not usually in, like, the middle of the game. Not even the middle. 30 minutes into the game. But I like this. I like this sequence. It's really neat. I thought it was a really neat thing that they did. There we go.
It definitely gets you on your toes.
Oh, yeah.
It keeps you
definitely moving. So we're going to use a charge shot to open that door a little bit because it has a shield on it. There we go. Okay, so this is the Varia suit, and this allows us to go into lava without dying. Or, sorry, not into lava without dying. It allows us to go... Well, I mean, is that also true? Anyway, it allows us to withstand hot temperatures, rather. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, you're still going to die if you go in lava. But we can actually withstand hot temperatures now, which is nice. Okay. And charge shot this and go through here. There we go. So every time you fall down a shaft like that, you want to make sure you're in ball form, just because you fall a slight bit quicker if you're in ball form when you're falling down large areas like that. Let's go warp. Okay, so now we're going back into the area we just came from. Doing a little bit of backtracking here now that we can go into hot rooms. But we will get another suit upgrade later on, which is actually the thing that lets you go in lava and move quicker through water. This one just allows me to, like, withstand hot heats. There we go. Okay, so hot room. Getting toasty. So we're gonna try to slide through as many of these as we can because I just don't want to fight them, and we have enough health to do this. It's totally fine. There we go. I like these rooms also. They look like little, like, dioramas, and they're really neat. Get this one. Okay. I like how it zooms in so close to, like, Samus. And then you can see all the little creatures in the background. It's really, really cool. Like I said, this game has some really good details in the background.
Yeah, genuinely, the backgrounds are just so captivating. Easily one of the most noticed things I find by everybody.
Yeah, definitely. So this is Kraid, who you might have seen in another Metroid game, maybe. Just maybe. But we have to throw missiles into his mouth, and every time he does this, I basically have an easier chance of hitting him over here with the charge beam. But we want to knock him into phase 2. He's throwing his toenails at us. It's really gross. We don't want your toenails, bud. Okay, so that's into the second part here. So, he has a tummy ache. I mean, that's why he's kind of angry. So, I mean, I don't blame him. I'm not happy when I have a tummy ache either. But we want to get up here so that we can throw more missiles into his mouth. And he's going to throw toenails at us because he's rude. And there we go. And melee again to stop the cutscene from happening. He's going to try to punch us now. Too late. Okay, I timed that badly. It's kind of a tricky dodge there. Okay, so his stomach is too upset. He's going to throw at all of these at the same time. We're going to go up here and get up here and try to shoot again. Hopefully we're at the end, close to the end here. I'm going to try to show this cutscene off if I don't accidentally skip it. There we go. Okay, so this is one of my favorite cutscenes in the game. We're just going to watch through this because it's very cool. Sam is being an absolute pro here. That sidestep, it's so good. It's so good, it's so expressive. And then Kraid's just gonna... Bye, Kraid. Rip. Can we get some F's in chat for Kraid?
Blur, 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 blur.
Okay, so now that he's done with, we're gonna go get the upgrade.
That was a super fun cutscene. Thanks for showing that one off.
Yeah, no problem. It's one of my absolute favorite, honestly. It's so good. Okay, so that's the diffusion beam. This allows us to get things that are inside walls and like through walls. So what we can do is we can... there's some enemies up here that like to crawl in the... or like slide around in the ground. So you can use your charge shot here, the diffusion beam, to take them out. But we're just going to skip them because we don't need to actually deal with any of them. Okay, so we're coming up to our first, like, major skip, I guess, in the game. That kind of puts us off of the intended route here. And this is to get the grapple beam. Here's hoping that this goes smoothly. This is another one of those tricks where if I'm in my head too much, I'm like, oh gosh. But luckily we can restart from checkpoint, and if that happens, we restart from this point right here that we're loading into. You can get past... This trick has two parts to it. So the first part, fairly easy. Sometimes I miss it, but if you miss it, it's not too big of a deal because you still have health. You end up in the lava, but you still have health and can get back safely. If you mess up the second part of it, though, no, you have to start from checkpoint or die and get game over. Not actually possible to get back in time to safety, but we will see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping for the best here. Oh, okay, so slight misjump there. And we are probably gonna game over. Oops, because I didn't have enough health. Oh, wow. 7 health, okay. Hold on, can I get this? Okay. And game. Okay. Nope. Not even at the first jump. So it's okay. So this is the Samus death animation. I'm just showing this off, you know, just... that's how Samus... That's the Samus death animation. Anyway. Let's try this again. Yeah, so this is a sequence break. It's actually, honestly, like, the first time I did it, like, first try, which was really funny, and then subsequent tries, it's like, no. It's out of all the, like, sequence breaking stuff, this is like a pretty easy one to do, and it gets you a grapple beam, which is a great thing to have early game. Oh gosh, we're gonna mess that up again. There we go. Okay, so here, this is the one that is a little more tricky. There we go. Got it first try. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Ooh, it's so silly that I had trouble with the first one. Usually the first, like I said, the first part of that is much easier than the second part. I just pulled off the second part effortlessly. Trust me, it's the other way around. Trust me. So, from here, we're going on to get the grapple beam, which is going to help us immensely get through so many different sections. And this is officially a sequence break. So now we're off sequence for the entire run. This is also, I really like all the loading screen animations. They're very pretty. With the light just reflecting across Samus as she goes through the floors. Okay, so we're back in Artaria again. And we're gonna fall down this long area, so we're gonna morph into a ball. Open up that missile door. Missile door means usually that there's an item there. And we got the grapple beam now. Okay. So, grapple beam's pretty cool. You can use it to move these very large blocks and also open these doors. We're just gonna take this guy out. Bam. And we're gonna use the grapple beam to grapple onto that. So this beam allows for so much movement in this game. Very useful tool to have. There we go, and just very quick stop in Artaria. Now we're going back up to where we were with the skip and the lava and all that fun stuff. Back to Dairon. Okay.
So while we're loading, I've got a curious question.
Yeah, sure.
What is your favorite area out of all the areas in the game?
Oh gosh, I think I have to say Berenia. There's a section, we're coming up to it actually soon, and it's a water level, and like, apparently I'm super into water levels now. Between this and Labyrinth Zone and Sonic 1, I don't know how this happened. I used to hate water levels, but now somehow I have become a huge fan of them.
I know, I was gonna say water level, all right.
I know, right? It's such a strange turnaround here because like I used to hate water levels, and then I don't know what it was. I think there's something about like the movement and the physics in water levels that is kind of neat. It's an interesting challenge to try to navigate through some of the slowness. Okay. So here's an Adam room that we're gonna skip. Walk right by it. Don't have to say hi to him at all. I think actually that's the first one we've encountered since we did the skip. Oh, so this is a speed Emmy room. Hopefully, oh gosh. Ooh! I am screwed. Okay.
Just a quick hello for the Emmy.
There we go.
Go,
I did it. Okay, but it can catch up with me. So, I'm gonna run as fast as I can. Ah! Yep, there it is. Ooh, okay.
That was so close.
That was so close. I am so surprised I got the parry on that. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Mini heart attack there. Like I said, speed Emmy is very scary. Can go very fast. Very, very fast. Our little nickname for that Emmy is Super Semi, as in like supersonic, because it's also a yellow Emmy and it goes very fast. Okay, so we're going to turn on the power for this area we just went through, so that we can get the item that's hanging out in this area. So we just got to blow this blob out. There we go. And so now power's turned on in here. Just avoid those dudes. There we go. And missile door, which means, hey, that's an item. And we've now acquired the bomb. So this game actually, like, you get the bomb a lot later than you would normally expect from a Metroid game. Which I find really interesting. Kind of, like, kept me guessing when I was playing this, because I was like, where's my bomb? I want to get through this section, but I can't. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how they set everything up here. So if now we can use the bomb, we can get through these little, areas. And there's this guy. Make a note of him. We'll see him again. Trust me, we'll see him again. Well, here we go. Let's open up this. Little shortcut here. And there we go. So Speed Emmy's up there. I'm pretty sure Speed Emmy always spawns here in this room when you're going through this section. I've never seen it in a different spot. Grab those energy refills as we go through. So yeah, we're coming up. This is almost Berenia. You can see things are getting wet. I guess, yeah. That's I guess, yeah, sure. That's a way to put it. But we're heading into this area here, and there we go. Okay. So from Dairon over to Berenia. which technically I guess is lower than Cataris if you're going in order of like lowest to highest, A to I, you know. Yeah, there's also, I should mention this, there's actually like a fun thing you can do where you can get the bomb before you see Kraid, and then do this wild thing where you rocket yourself into his stomach. But that's something you'd have to go out of the intended route to do that. But it's a really cool thing that the Mercury Steam added in. I like that that's a consideration that they made. Like, they made it possible to kill him with bombs. Okay, so Burenia, here we go. I love this section. This section right here is my favorite. I just think it feels so cool to play. Like, the morphing in and out of the bomb, or in and out of Morph Ball. The jumps that you have to do through the water. You'll see me try to use a few different methods to kind of get through the water a little more quickly. We're going to avoid that Atom Room. There we go. Ball. And, ooh. I meant to get that guy with the counter. That's okay. So jump through this water to get through a little quicker here. And we can do these little slide jumps to get through the water a little quicker through this area, because otherwise you're stuck trying to move through molasses, basically. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna grab this. That's a reverse, or that's a grapple. And we're gonna get a really cool ability coming up. Probably my favorite. Oh gosh. Probably my favorite ability in the game. Here we go. This is Flash Shift. So Flash Shift allows you to dash really quickly 3 times. Which is a new thing for Metroid games in general, and a really cool addition to the game, honestly. So there's a energy tank coming up here, which I'm going to grab just because, you know, we're doing a little bit of a showcase here, so I want to make sure that we don't die on one of the bosses later on. So I'm just going to grab this energy tank just for safety. Just for safety. I usually don't grab it because it's a little bit out of the way. It requires me to kill a few enemies that are kind of a pain. Okay, there we go. Through here. So we're just going through all these water areas. Or all this water area. There's these guys, which I want to take out because we want to get through this area a little bit quicker when we're coming back. There we go. So we're going to do this, and from here, we're going to diffusion beam this block open. There we go. So we do that, and then we go to this side and do the exact same thing, except there's no bomb block in our way. And now I'm going to perform what well, we'll see. Let's see if we actually get this. This is technically a glitch, and if I don't get this in 2 tries, I am... Let's do this again. Hold on. I am going to not... Oh, no, we didn't do it. Okay, so you can water bomb jump up there. But honestly, it's not much quicker if you miss it the first time than doing this. Which puts you in the same spot. It just makes my run a little less cool. Just a fraction of a little less cool. But I will get to show off the water bomb jump a little bit later because it's required for a skip. Now, the water bomb jump, let me talk about this a little bit. It's technically a glitch. It doesn't look like a glitch when you pull it off, but because of the way that it stores Samus's position in memory, I believe it counts as a glitch. I generally, for this run, I don't do quite, like, there's 2 categories on the leaderboard for this for all bosses, so there's unrestricted and there's glitchless. And because I'm not a huge fan of doing the pseudo waves, I basically run the game how I want, so basically it's glitchless with an asterisk, because I do glitches that don't look like glitches. But more importantly, I'm running the game the way I want, and you don't need a leaderboard to run a game a certain way. Honestly, if the game feels fun to you to play in a certain way, then do it, go for it. There we go. Okay, so this is Speed Emmy, so we want to get out of here. I do not want to be hanging out in this room. Okay, and we're going to use a dash there to get up onto that ledge. Okay, just try to take this out as quickly as possible. There we go. I forgot to rebind one of my buttons also. I need to do that. Skip that cutscene. Okay. I'll talk about that in a little bit when we get to another elevator scene, which is coming up soon. Okay, so this is Speed Emmy. Actually, Speed Emmy is pretty easy to defeat. I say that, and I shouldn't probably said that because I didn't want to jinx myself, but please cooperate with me. There we go. That was actually a very quick kill for that one. It usually climbs a little bit further across the ceiling before I get it. This is one of the easier Emmy kills, I think. There's another one that climbs on the ceiling later on, Ice Emmy, which is not fun. I've actually had that Emmy like turn around mid-attack and go backwards on me. So I have to be really careful about when I do kill it. Okay, so this gives us the speed booster. So now we are opening up so many cool movement options, everyone. I am so excited. This game changes significantly at this point, because now we have the dash and we have this. And so we are truly going fast now. So at the top of here, if I can get this right, there's a 10 missile expansion, so we're going to grab that and break through all these walls, store this shine spark, and go up here. And up. Okay, now we're going to speed boost across this section as well. Down, we're going to morph into a ball so we skip the cutscene. And grab that energy tank. This is a great energy tank to grab because it's very easy to get along your path. And then we're going to do this. Dash, jump. Perfect. And another speed boost. This section's very fun, by the way. Speed boost is so much fun. Okay. I was trying to shine spark up to the ceiling, but it's okay. This is still as fast. Okay. I find it also really interesting that the game kind of requires you to do that speed boost puzzle in order to get past this section, which I find really interesting because in a lot of other Metroid games, it's not like required for you to do any of the shine spark puzzles. It's more of like, if you want to get 100%, but this game kind of like forces you to get used to it. It's really neat. Let's see. Okay. So we're coming up to this next section. This is Ferenia. This is a very heavy, like, story-based section. But we are going to be skipping the cutscene because it's a very long cutscene also. But this kind of like, this part kind of explains what's going on in the story. So there's a cutscene coming up where you talk to a Chozo, called Quiet Robe, and he tells you what's going on and that the person who attacked you was Ravenbeak, and he's kind of like your dad, partially, kind of. Whoa, okay, we're just gonna do this. It's all very confusing. Anyway, we're gonna do... Oh, no. Okay, so the easiest way to take out this boss is to do several shine sparks. Well, 2 shine sparks into him. There we go. So here's one. Bam. And ideally we can get the second one off, but the thing about this is activating... There we go. And bam! Oh gosh, I'm trying to skip the cutscene here, and it's, there we go. So Quiet Robe has, basically that robot that we saw, it came in, we had a nice conversation with Quiet Robe, and then that robot murdered him. So our only friend is now gone. It's really sad, because it was a really touching moment, too, that we had with him, previous to his death, unfortunately. A thing he did also before he died was he turned off the Emmys throughout the entire planet. So they're all deactivated at the moment. If only it would stay that way. But, you know, we can't have everything.
If only.
If only. So we're coming up to another section here that has a boss that is normally skipped on the any % run. You can do a pseudo wave right through one of the walls and then skip the entire boss. So I'm excited to show this one off, actually. So you'll notice this area, we've been here before. This is the area we were literally just in. Remember, I jumped off the wall here. We're just gonna ignore you. I don't even care. Okay. So we're traversing back through this area, back into the water area, Berenia, and I said we'd see this guy again, and look, there he is. He's right there. Definitely never see him again, right? Right? I saw him twice. How could we see him a third time? Okay, so into this section, we can now dash through some of these, which makes it a little quicker. Oh, nope, let's do that. Sometimes I think I don't need to, like, it depends on where that thing spawns, but, like, you can usually jump by him, but I didn't want to just chance it. 'Cause I've ended up in positions where I'm, like, 10 seconds trying to jump up there over and over, and I keep getting knocked back because of contact damage. Contact damage is very annoying in this game.
We do love solid safe strats, for sure.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so we're going back to Berenia here, the water level. There's much less water in this section of the level, as in you're not traversing through water, but there's a lot of enemies that take off a lot of health throughout this section, so you really have to optimize your routing to get up to the boss of Berenia here. There, oh, we're just gonna ignore that, and we're gonna use our speed boost to get past the section we couldn't get through before. There we go. And we're gonna do something similar here, and store that, and rocket through this area. And you'll notice that this section up here has now been opened. It was not open previously. Quiet Robe was the one who opened it for us, so thank you, Quiet Robe. Okay. So, oh, no, we're just gonna do this. Okay. Sometimes you can get through there fast enough so that it won't attack you with a beam, but not today, apparently. Store that and hopefully get up here. Oh gosh, nope, that's okay. So they're gonna try to get me. I'm gonna try to get out of here before they get me. Yeah, so you can Shine Spark up to the top there. It saves a little bit of time, but the timing on it is a little finicky. Okay, so this is Drogaiga. And this is a boss that is skipped literally anytime anyone's doing any %. Just because there's no need to fight this unless you're doing all bosses. But this fight's kind of cool. I mean, it's pretty like, it's a simple fight, but I kind of like it. So we're gonna do that so we can land all of those. Perfect. The water's gonna come back up. You can't hit it while it's above, while it's not in the water. So we're just gonna charge a beam and just fire away. Platform up. Okay, and this should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Amazing.
Okay. Perfect.
Hey, Crime, would this be a good spot for a break?
Yes, let me just get up to the teleporter that is right at the top of this area, and then it's a perfect time, actually, even story-wise. Yeah.
All right. We'll prep it. We're right at that hour mark, so it's beautiful.
Yes. Awesome. So yeah, let me just get through here and up to this elevator. Okay. You just...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. You've been doing amazing. So we're going to take a quick pause here for a little wellness break. So chat, that means you too. I hope you get up, stretch your legs, fill your water, whatever you need. Quick reminder before we go on break. If you like crime, then you'll definitely want to check out the Frame Fatales Marathon. Yay. That's going to be happening next month. So once again, Flame Fatales will be taking place from August 21st to 27th. Just press !FF in chat to see the schedule and check that out. So we're going to head on a short break for the next few minutes. We'll catch you right after this. Enjoy! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to She Is Speed. My name is Lana Roos, and I am your host, and I am here with the incredible Metroid Crime, who has been playing through Metroid Dread, all bosses. So we're about halfway through. She's going to get back into it. Take it away.
Okay, so here we go. I am doing a speed boost here. Oh, that was a little off. It's okay, we'll just climb up this. You can do a speed boost all the way up into this section right here, and it's a little bit faster than, you know, climbing up that entire section there. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy. This is also another area that has, like, a really great background. Oh, oops. Let's try that again. Oh, no, we didn't make it. Let's go back. So we're trying to do a Shine Spark into this room, which I will get. There we go. Shine Sparks take out like half of the health from these guys, these robots. I actually should have pointed this out earlier, but you can see these guys being constructed back in, I think, Artaria. No, or Dairon, maybe? In one of the levels that we just passed. There we go. Fast. You can see these guys being constructed in some of the other levels that we passed, if you look in the background. Which is super interesting, but now they're fully assembled and ready to attack us, apparently. So like I said before, the Emmys were deactivated. You can see Ice Emmy right here. They were deactivated by Quiet Robe in one of the previous cutscenes that we skipped over. But currently we can walk through Emmy areas without any concern for our safety at the moment, which is really nice. It lasts for not that long, though, because something will happen that will change things. So we're about to get super missiles, actually. Here we go. Whoop. Super missile acquired. So super missiles are more powerful, but they're not as fast. So let's do that, and we can get... Oh, no, there we go. Okay. Try to get up that section before that bug comes after us.
Genuinely feel like speedrunning gets a little bit easier if you've got bugs chasing you. If that's not a motivator, I don't know what is.
Right? Right? Bugs can be scary. This is a horror game, so, you know. Okay, so let me get up to this elevator, and we're gonna go, or rather this train system, and we're gonna go over to another area called H. Oh no, Elun, sorry, E. Elun, okay. So at this point, I'm going to rebind my buttons. So I have a controller that has back paddles on it, which is extremely, extremely useful for some of the tricks that I do in this game. Specifically the Atom Skip, I bind the melee button onto one of these back paddles here. And then halfway, like as soon as I finish the Atom Skip, I will switch it over to a missile shooting button, which makes it a lot easier to do something that you'll see that's coming up when we fight an enemy. So we're just running through here. Story-wise, let's watch this cutscene. So story-wise, we're about to go into this facility that is like, what is this? Why is it locked up so tight? That's so weird. But Samus gets scanned, and it opens up for her, surprisingly. And we go and explore what's going on in here. Weird that it would be locked up like that, though. Let's skip over the rest of this. Okay. So we're going to use a series of bombs here to get through this section, to get an upgrade that's coming up at the end of here. And then we're going to see a new boss that we haven't seen yet. This background also very cool looking. There's some really neat architecture in this area. So we just came across this weird creature, and now we have all of these fruit gushers all over the place. Anyway, those fruit gushers are the X-Parasite, and they are what we came to this planet to look and see what was going on with them, because they are very dangerous. In the last game, in Metroid Fusion, which is chronologically the game before this, Samus nearly died trying to take out the X-Parasite, because one of the X-Parasites mimicked her at her strongest in her power suit, and she basically spent the entire game trying to get away from it and defeat it. And then she took down the planet that had all the X on it, hopefully eradicating the X, because they are very dangerous. But she got sent to this planet to investigate because the distress call showed some X parasites. So that's why we're here, and now we finally found out where they've been kept. And it's very dangerous. They're all over the place. They're mimicking all of the natural fauna of this planet. We're gonna skip this cutscene. So... this is a Chozo soldier who has been infected by the X-Parasite, which you'll see right here. Horrifying! So, yeah, we're just gonna try to take it down as fast as we can. It's gonna spew some stuff at us, because it's a huge fan of Splatoon. There we go. Nope. Oh, right into him. Okay, so we're gonna do counter, and done. Right into the floor. And it's turned back into an X-Parasite, which then heals us.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thanks. So yeah, we're just gonna go grab this energy tank up here, because it's an easy energy tank to grab. It's on the way. And then we're gonna head back through here, and Samus messed up a little bit, because the doors kind of didn't close after she opened the facility, and now the X-Parasites are invading the rest of the planet. So we could have made a few better decisions here, maybe, possibly.
It's fine, right? It's totally fine.
Yeah, what's done is done. What's done is done. It's okay. So as a consequence, when we go into this next area, you can kind of get a look at what happens. There's actually a cutscene that takes place in between here and the next area on this train, that shows Quiet Robe reanimating. The Chozo that helped us and froze the Emmys in place and deactivated the Emmys has been reactivated. Sorry, he's been reanimated, and he reactivated all of the Emmys across the entire planet. So, ooh, big oopsie here. So we're going back to Gavorin, and you'll see what changes happen now that we have freed all the X-Parasites. They work very quickly. And they are all over the place. All of these animals are now being mimicked by X-Parasites. The X-Parasites have taken over, and they're no longer... see, there's another one. Okay, so this is actually kind of a tricky section. So I'm gonna do this very carefully. Oh gosh. Okay, oh my gosh, we got really good RNG. So this Emmy can be in very inconvenient spots. We got so lucky with the placement there. But here's a glitch. So here we're doing a water bomb jump. That was a glitch. It doesn't look like a glitch, but it is. Basically, oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me take this guy out. There we go. So yeah, that counts as a glitch. In order to not do that, if you want to do glitchless, you have to do this very complex Shine Spark puzzle that starts all the way from the right side. And then you have to basically travel through like 3 or 4 different rooms with that Shine Spark, holding it there throughout the entire thing. It's very complex. And I like doing water bomb jumps, so there we go. Okay, so we are gonna speed boost out of this room. Store a spark. Oh, no. Oh, okay. It's okay. Hold on. I actually don't know if I can get this in time. Where is the Emmy? I think it's gonna come up from below us, actually. Woo! Okay, yep, there it is. Never mind, never mind. Let's actually restart that so I can re-show it off. Okay.
That was a fun little surprise.
Oh yeah. So that Emmy, oh my gosh, this Emmy, like, it spooks me in so many different ways. That's one of them. Let's try to do this properly this time. Go here, and we're gonna do that, and bust that door open, and we're gonna keep busting this door open so it knows to come through here. There we go. Okay. So this is what we want. I'm hoping it won't do the thing where it decides to turn around midway. Oh, gosh. Okay, this is very tricky. Nope, we missed it.
Ooh, good try.
Oh my gosh.
So close.
Oh, this Emmy. So like I said, this one it can get complex. I think I just didn't line up my beam properly there in order to get it to, let's try this one more time. If not, we're gonna do the other way. But, I should be able to get it. It's very tricky. You're not supposed to be able to kill the Emmy from here. Like, it's clearly you're not supposed to be able to kill it on the ceiling like that, because, like you can't even see it once it gets to a certain point. There we go. Okay, so I can see it. Hopefully we can do this. There we go.
Awesome.
Done. Done. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually surprised. Usually I have a much more difficult time with the RNG of that Emmy in the room leading up to the boss room, rather than this part specifically. Because it can spawn in so many different places, and that Emmy can freeze you in place with its ice, which makes it really difficult to do the whole, the grapple beam onto the ceiling that I did to get up to that section. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna speed boost here. Ball. We're gonna ignore this guy, go right past him. And we're about to get a double jump. There we go. So you're gonna see this section a lot because we have to go back, forth, twice, 3 times? I'm not sure. It's a lot. There's a lot of back and forth here because there's actually a boss fight in the room that we just passed. The one with that giant creature in it that we didn't fight. There's actually a boss fight in there that we will fall into soon. But you kind of have to backtrack to get it because you need to be able to have a double jump to fight that boss in the first place. So here it is. Here's our spin boost. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go and backtrack and fight a boss. So you can actually fight this boss at different times, but this is just, like, for routing, this is probably the fastest way. There's other points, like, you do come back here later to fight one of the later bosses, like, near the end of the game. But rather the top path rather than the bottom path here, but you still have to come through here. There we go. Okay, so we're going back down here, this area we were just in, and we're gonna do this, freeze this platform. Oh, no, we're not gonna get it. Okay, so you can actually store Shine Spark there also. It's a little more tricky because you have less space to do it. So what I'm doing here is a combination of firing my plasma beam, I believe it is, and my ice missile. Oh. And this is another one of these guys, these Splatoon guys. These are not the nasty ones. We're coming up on some that have better abilities to attack us with. Not better for us, better for them. More of a pain to dodge. There we go. Okay. And now we're gonna go get the gravity suit. So we gotta backtrack up through here again. There we go. Blow up these bombs. And now we're gonna do a cool skip. Oh, as soon as I can get up here. Okay. So this is another skip that you can do. That puts you into Berenia early. There we go. So that was the skip, and now we're going to take this green teleporter into Berenia, and we're going to do a complex Shine Spark puzzle, which I hope I can do in first try. More often than not, I will, like, it's very rare that I do happen to have to reset this one, but, you know, luck of presenting for, like, a major event, you know.
We're ready for anything.
You know, yeah. Anything can happen, honestly. So yeah, we're just teleporting back to Berenia, the water level. Also, very cool background here. Look at this, like, little, like, the windows and everything. But yeah, if you bomb that, you reveal this section down here. And if you've 100%ed this game, you'll probably be familiar with this puzzle. I'm gonna do that again. Okay. And one more time. Let's go. Nope. Luckily, this is not the complex part. There we go. Sure, store that there. Go down here and store. And one more time. There we go. And grab that 10 missile expansion because we always grab the 10s. Oh, okay. So now we're going for the gravity suit. We're underwater again. There's underwater physics, whatever. We have to deal with that. These guys are kind of a pain, but sometimes they'll kind of prop you up and damage boost you into the next section, which is nice. So now we're going to take all this down. Me doing this spin kind of charges up my charge beam a little faster. You can either do that or a jump in the air, and it'll charge it just a slight bit faster. Oops, okay. These guys are coming for me. Let's do that. Jump, 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 jump. Let's go. There we go. Okay. So this is the gravity suit. This suit is very cool looking, by the way. It's purple.
My favorite.
Yes.
Best suit in game. Best suit in game.
I agree. There we go. Okay. Now we're purple. And we can run through water very easily. And we're going to do it to boost up here, all the way up here, and back to an elevator. Okay, if we could have talked to Adam there, like if, you know, we didn't disrespect him and deactivate him, he would be telling us right now that there's something going on in Artaria in the lower levels of the planet. There's a sudden surge in cold temperature, and we've been sent to investigate what's going on. Because it's really messing up everything for everyone. I mean, I guess there's really no one on this planet other than the creatures, which are now dead because they've been reanimated. So, anyway, we're going to this area, and it'll look familiar, but it'll be cold this time. Let's skip that cutscene. It's just Samus like, oh wow, it's cold in here. Okay. So we're about to fight another boss. Let's see if I can get this. If I can't, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna go back. So you can do the charge shot and shine spark for that in one go, but I'm gonna just play it safe because I would like to shine spark. Oh no! Oh gosh. Okay, so much for playing it safe. It's okay. It's not too much of a time loss to do this, but it's inconvenient. You can store that shine spark, and then I accidentally turned into a ball, so kind of messed me up a little bit. I also missed that shield bash. Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, so if you're able to get that shine spark off, you basically skip that entire first phase and send him into this phase where he transforms and starts vomiting on you, which is no fun. This is what I was talking about with the new ability that these guys get as you progress into the game. There we go. There. Okay, perfect. Done. So he got a paint job compared to the other one. So he's a red Chozo soldier. see if I can do this. No, I meant to blow that door open first. That's okay. So there's some really interesting like speed boost tech that you can do in this section. I'm still working on a little bit of it, but I can show off a little bit coming up. Because we have to do a jump up to a section that we normally can't get up to. So let's go, skip this atom room. We're gonna store a spark here, and we're gonna boost up here. So this area looks familiar, except now it's cold. So we're gonna go up here. So you can either, there's a few things you can do here. I like doing this because I think it looks cooler, but you can also do a bomb jump to get up to this section. But I do this little shine spark store and then just boost up here. Because I trust that I will be able to do that versus bomb jump, which I'm a little bit more iffy on, honestly. Well, you'll see actually me do a bomb jump later. Frozen. All frozen. Okay. So yeah, we're just heading back to Cataris. You'll notice there's no lava coming out of that spout this time. In previous times when we come through this area, there was lava coming out of there, so clearly the lava has been halted. We just don't know why. And we're about to go find out. Okay. Back to Cataris. Let's solve this mystery.
It's our Nancy Drew moment.
So this coming up, this is my absolute favorite boss in the whole game. All the any percent runs skip it. You can only really see this. It only makes sense to do it on like all bosses or like intended route speed runs. But it is my absolute favorite. It has such a cool quick kill, and it's a really cool fight, very memorable. And I'm gonna hopefully show off some good cutscenes from it as well, because they're very cool. Okay, blow this open, and oh no, I meant to jump over that. I like just, how did I hit that? That's okay. Can't hurt, regardless, to have extra missiles. Okay. Here we go. And we're into this boss fight. Let me just skip this cutscene. And here we go. This is Experiment Z57. He looks familiar, right? We saw him twice, actually, already in the background of another level. He has these very cool attacks. And he, like I said, he has a really good quick kill, which I will show in a second. We just have to basically fire at his head. But this is the reason why there's no heat anywhere right now on this planet, because he basically blocked it. He blocked the spout that all the lava was coming out. Jump and jump. Is he going to do one of these jumps? Okay, that doesn't normally happen. He's going to do a yell. Okay. We're doing it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, and jump and go. Bam. And I'm gonna watch a little bit of this cutscene because it's very cool. That is my favorite quick kill in the entire game. It is so powerful. And here Samus goes. Oh my gosh, almost falling into lava, but no. We're good. We did it.
Big save.
Nice. And that was a really cool animation also. So yeah, anyway, all of this gunk now from the X-parasites are like disappearing from this. So everything's heating back up. Nothing's gonna be frozen anymore. We're gonna be able to get back through that section. So I'm just gonna skip the rest of this. There we go. Okay. So now we have to get back up to the frozen area, because now we can get through and we can get our upgrade. Up here, thank you. Let's speed boost through here. We can go a little bit faster. Oh no, that's okay. This is not much of a save. There we go. So because we can't jump up here, normally by the time you're here, I believe you have space jump, which we are actually not grabbing at all. Let me do this again. So we have to use this to do a Shine Spark store and then shoot ourselves up here to the elevator, or to the teleporter, rather. Okay, there we go. And now we're going back to Frozen Artaria. Or rather, unfrozen Artaria now. Eat everything up. And we're gonna get a really cool attack. It is the screw attack, which allows us, basically, it puts like electric barbed wire around us when we roll, when we're jumping, basically. It allows us to break through a whole bunch of blocks. Allows us to jump into a lot of enemies and just murder them one hit. Not all of them, because, you know, you hit some of them, you take contact damage. But this is actually, we're gonna be actually using the screw attack to take out a few enemies coming up. Solely just using screw attack. It's very cool. Very cool, ability. Okay. Item get. Perfect. So the thing that I'm going to do here is I noticed I'm missing 2 energy tanks. I am going to go and stop at this energy refill station because this next section is, like I said, I'm going to be attacking with screw attack, and sometimes I get unlucky. The lead up to it, sometimes an enemy will hit me and knock out half my energy tank. Or, yeah, I think it's half an energy tank, or maybe a whole energy tank. It's a really nasty enemy. It spews poison clouds, but we'll see it in a second. Hopefully I don't encounter it and I can just like continue through and do this really cool skip. But sometimes I'm unlucky. But luckily, if we go too far down on our health before we get to it, we can reload from this checkpoint rather. And try again, because I have full health at this point, so... but hopefully it doesn't come to that! Hopefully it doesn't come to that! I'm hyping this up, you know, hoping it'll work out. This is one of, like, when I was first learning this run, this was the scariest part for me. And we're gonna do that again. Okay. There we go. Oh gosh, okay, nope, and again. So because we don't have space jump at this point, we can't go up this path without doing this silly route. Oh no, okay, accidentally activated that, let's try again. Very, very finicky trick.
It seems so tricky too, remembering exactly like what buttons when, right?
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that it's also different. Oh my gosh. It's also different if you, like, I'm used to doing this when I grab the missile expansion, so me not having the missile expansion there is kind of, throwing off my timing just a slight bit. Oh gosh. No, let's try that again. Dash, because if you don't, you will go in through those blocks. Perfect, there we go. Okay, and now we get to bomb jump off this shaft. Luckily, we didn't lose too much health there, which is nice. And I can do this. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, we are going to take these guys out solely with screw attack. 1, 2, oh gosh, 3. Come up here. 4. 5. Oh, come on. 6. 7? Oh, these guys are being a pain. Okay, there we go. It's much easier to fight them up here. Come back up here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I must have hit him otherwise. That's fine. But we did it. Okay. It can get really risky there, especially if you have low health, because, you know, you take damage every time you bump into them and don't kill them. Like, you're doing damage to them, but they're also doing damage to you. Okay. You cannot wall jump up the shaft. It's too narrow. You can't, like, you basically have nowhere to wall jump. Like, I mean, technically, I guess, like, you know, if we weren't using video game logic, you could probably, like, shimmy yourself up the side or whatever. But I don't know. If you have space jump, you can literally just jump up that entire section. But because we don't have space jump, because we're doing this out of order, and because we never grab space jump, we gotta do that bomb jump. No, wait, we want in here. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this. And speed boost up here. And that indicates that there's a boss coming up. And this is Golzuno. We're gonna try to Shine Spark him to death. There we go. Okay. 1. 2. Okay, so now that we got both of those off, we just shoot 18 missiles. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we're gonna do another Shine Spark. Please, hello? There we go.
Nice.
There we go. That's the quickest way to defeat that boss.
That's actually amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Like, because that boss is a pain. It does so many, like, area attacks. That just, like, they fill the entire screen with, like, bullets. It's it can get tricky. So it's so much easier to just, I mean, if you can get, it requires obviously a lot of timing to get that Shine Spark pattern perfect. Okay. There we go. So now we are heading into another fight, actually, where we get to screw attack into the boss. This fight is actually really awful if you're not doing all the skips that I did to get the items that I have. This game has a boss rush mode, and, you know, it goes back to back to back, all the bosses, and then you get to SQ, which is the boss we're about to fight. The first time I did it, because I speedrun the all bosses route a lot, so I know what abilities I have by the time I get to SQ. I got to that fight on the boss rush mode, and I just, like, got destroyed over and over and over, because it is a very different fight without having the screw attack. There we go. One and 2. Perfect. Okay, so this is also kind of a glitch. We're gonna do a reverse grapple here, I hope. Basically, I have to get my line into the space in between the block. Oh my gosh. There we go. I have to get basically the grapple line in between the space between the block and the wall there in order to pull it backwards. But if you're, it's a glitch. It's a glitch technically. There's another path that you can take to get around there that's like, literally, it's just like a lot more like going into a ball and going through this like maze up top. It's fine though. Let's go fight SQ. But we'll actually see our next Emmy on the way over here too. And this Emmy is actually, it's kind of sad to encounter this Emmy, and I'll explain in a little bit. Because we're kind of getting to this area at a point where if you're playing the intended route, it's very different. Like, you don't, if you're playing the intended route, when you get here, you do not have the gravity suit. And one of the things the gravity suit does is allows you to move through water quickly. So this ends up being a very different section. There we go. Let's shine spark across here. Perfect. Anyway, the thing is that Emmy can't really catch up with you in here because Emmy does not have the gravity suit like we do. There we go. So again, we're in another Emmy room. This Emmy is Wave Beam Emmy. And it has a purple beam that will sometimes freeze you, like the Ice Emmy does when it catches you. But this Emmy's not going to catch us because we're faster than it. There we go. So, we're coming up on this boss fight. You actually see the boss in the background. If you looked there, you could see him peeking around, flying. I think you see him here, too. There we go. There he is. He's watching us. Watching us. Oh, here.
Genuinely, it's so cool how they do that. Just give little hints to just how the story is progressing and what's coming up next.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a... There's so many places that it does that. Like, you'll see later coming up soon. There's actually... You can see 2 of the Chozo soldiers that we're going to fight. The red and gold one. They'll be in the background as well, like, just watching. So like I said, this boss is like, so easy if you screw attack. Otherwise, it has, like, an electric shield that you have to kind of, you know, not get hit by, because it takes a lot of damage. Or you do take a lot of damage from it. So we have the storm missiles now. There we go. So the storm missiles allow us to shoot multiple missiles at enemies and also allow us to open up a few gated doors that we couldn't get through before. See, it's so nice to have the screw attack. You just, like, basically bounce into these enemies and they're gone. Makes it so quick to get through. So here's a lock. Shoot all those missiles. And we're coming up on another boss fight here. This room looks familiar. We've already been in here. Except this time we're gonna go the other way. Right here. To open this lock up. And if you go this way, you get a cool little way to do a little shine spark here to make this fight a little bit faster. Let's hope we can actually do this. Drop down here. There we go. So this fight ends up going a little quicker now. Can I? Yep, there we go. Ideally, I'd fight them up here. It's much easier. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, bye. So simple, pretty simple. Much more simple than the other one, especially because you can take off quite a bit of damage by doing that shine spark. You have an advantage there. So now, this is actually, that point right there was when you would ideally go and get space jump, if you were getting space jump, but we are not, because we have no need for it. There's many ways you can get around without being able to infinitely jump. Oops, I should have opened this in advance. There we go. So we're using these cross bombs to blow out many bombs at once, so we can get through sections a little bit faster. And some more storm missiles there. Perfect. Okay, and now we're about to do an Emmy fight. So this room is clearly intended for you to have space jump, so because of that, we need to do a few, like, little maneuvers here that we normally wouldn't have to do to make it through this section. Blow out these blocks. Okay, so here's one. Oh gosh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, hold on. I should have just done that. Perfect. So this is the most trivial brain to blow up in the entire run, because you literally just shine spark it and then just screw attack into it. Done. Easy. Oops. So this is a 2-part lock here. So we're gonna open up this one, And then we're going to open up this one. Okay, so this is a very, very scary Emmy kill. There is a quicker way to do this than what I'm gonna do, but this one works for me for now. I'd like to work on the quicker kill, but this one, let's hope we can do it in one try.
No problem, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Definitely not scary.
Not scary at all. Okay, so let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Ooh, okay, I think we got it.
Nice! Amazing! So good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That kill is so scary. It's so dependent on that bomb and like laying it at the perfect time because you don't want that bomb block to respawn when the Emmy is coming through because you will lose any sort of heat buildup that you have on the faceplate. So that was very good. I'm so happy that worked out. That's quite a time loss too if you happen to miss that one because you have to go all the way back from the beginning with the like after you killed the central processing unit and do that whole section again. So here, because we don't have space jump, we're gonna cross bomb jump up this entire section. The music in this area is actually very cool. I want to point it out because I didn't really notice it until recently. But it has like these nice, and now it's gone, but it has like these nice like chimes, like these nice like moments of calm and serenity. Before you go out into this wild world that you're in. Okay, so we're going back to Anubia, which is the area we just came through with the reverse grapple. And we're coming up on the end game here, actually. We have one more Emmy to take out, and then a few more fights, and the final fight. So yeah, we're getting there. The end of this game goes by so quickly. Like, it's just rapid fire, boss after boss after boss. I feel like very much on autopilot when I'm doing this section, which is nice. Oh. Do that. Okay, so yeah, see, there's what we have to fight. There's a cutscene here where Samus is like, "Oh, that's weird. What's going on here?" There's a bunch of like creatures. And I'm actually going to show off a little bit of this cutscene as well. So we just got power bombed by Orange Emmy here, and we're in this situation. Samus does that, and then she realizes, "Oh, what's going on here? This is really weird." Meanwhile, the Emmy is coming back as she's examining her hand. And she gets pinned, and she's about... Oh! Luckily, Samus thinks, oh, maybe I'm going to do this, and grabs and drains the Emmy of its energy. Which is a new thing that Samus is dealing with. She's not sure what caused this, why this is happening, but it's happening. So anyway, what happens is then this dude comes out and is like, hey, what are you doing? I'm going to fight you. So we're trying to use some storm missiles to kind of take him... Oh, no, we're gonna do this. Okay. So it's gonna do a transformation. We're gonna jump over. This room is also very laggy. There's a lot going on in this room. I think this is the only room that's like this. That was a very weird movement that it just did there. There we go. Boom, and boom. Okay, and we have a little bit of time to sit here because there's a cutscene going on that we can't skip here. So Samus just examines the Emmy. Emmy's down, we don't have to do anything here. And then she's going to absorb its power. To get us the power bombs, actually.
I'd say that was a pretty easy Emmy kill.
Yeah,
Probably one of the easier ones.
Definitely.
You know, just easy.
So we got the power bomb now, which means we can blow up a lot of stuff. You get the power bomb actually really late into this game. It's not particularly useful for anything other than the final boss fight here, honestly, and, you know, getting through these sections, which you need. So yeah, we're just gonna power bomb a lot of this. We're gonna wait here and grab another power bomb refill. Perfect. Because we only have a slot for 2 power bombs because we haven't picked up any items. Really. Perfect. Cross bomb jump up there. Oops, up here. There we go. And now we're heading into the next area, and we're gonna skip this Adam room because, you know, disrespect Adam. Power bomb. Oops, there we go. Okay. I thought I didn't activate that on time. Take out this block again. And if you look in the background, there you can see our next enemy. Very, very cool. Very cool stuff going on in the background of this game. This is the strongest Chozo soldier in the game. We're just going to try Storm Missile him until we take out his shield. Or we can do this. We can wait for him to do that. And let's go. Doing the transformation. You actually don't do any damage if you fire when he's doing the transformation. It doesn't actually... He's invincible there. So just, you know, save your hands. Okay. Boom, and boom.
Nice.
Down. That is such a good animation, too. The whole, like, the final, like, just smack into the floor. There we go. Okay, so now we're going up to the final area. This is my favorite, like, loading screen in the game. You'll see in a second. But we're going all the way up to Itarash. And Samus gets to sit in a throne for this one.
See, this is how you know it's a really good game, is if the loading screens are good and make you go, woo!
Right? Like, how good was that cutscene, or that loading
Top
screen?
tier.
It was amazing.
Top tier.
So yeah, we're coming up to the final fight here. We're gonna fight Bird Dad, aka Ravenbeak. So we're just going past here. So something that happens in this fight right before the cutscene, Ravenbeak reveals that, hey, it wasn't Adam you were talking to, it was him. He was guiding you and tricking you the whole time. And joke's on him, we didn't talk to Adam for like half the game, so...
The disrespect!
The disrespect! Okay, so let me try to focus a little bit on this. Let me just count these missiles out because I keep messing this up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I think that was 9. So now we wait. I'm just gonna jump into this to get rid of it quicker. Okay. So we're just gonna mash as fast as possible there. Oh shoot. Hope I got that. We'll find out soon. There we go. Okay, and into this cutscene, and we're probably gonna kick him into phase 2 here. Boom. I'm gonna show a little bit of this because it's cool.
Such a good cutscene.
Yeah, that one's there's some really good cutscenes here, and let's do this. Okay, so we can melee and then drop right under his beam there. I'm just gonna hit him with missiles, because missiles technically do more damage. I only rapid fire the wave beam because I feel like I'm gonna hit him a little bit easier there. But I'm doing like an alternate mash here. Okay. Okay, this cutscene's very cool, so I'm gonna show a little bit of it. We totally blow off one of his wings, and then he does this really cool thing. He's a Sephiroth right now, but no longer.
Oh, it's so grim.
Oh, yeah. It's very gross also. Okay, so now we're mostly, we're gonna do this for Power Bomb to take the sun out. But otherwise, we're just gonna tank him. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna tank him because we have enough energy tanks to do this. Just rapidly firing missiles as he's going with his giant red beam here. We're gonna do another sun. Okay. I mean, that's cool. It gives us a refill, usually. Okay, let's go. Rapidly firing. This is a very cool sequence as well. There we go. Okay, let's watch this cutscene, because this is a really good cutscene. I might skip it towards the end, but, like, this is very, very cool. I got so emotional the first time I played this game. Like, I was, like, basically, like, I fought this guy for, like, I want to say, like, 2 hours or something, and I finally got it, and I was so overwhelmed. That's so cool. I love that moment where she's like, bang, bang. I was so overwhelmed and so emotional at this. I was just like, oh my god. But something really cool happens here. So Samus has had her arm, like there's something really weird been going on with her arm the entire time. She's able to absorb energy. Super strange. But right now, Ravenbeak has her in a chokehold, and his goal is, you know, he's trying to make an army of Metroids, basically. Using the Metroid DNA. But something cool happens here. Good night. And everyone thinks Samus is dead.
So good.
So cool. So cool. So her Metroid powers have suddenly activated, because she has Metroid DNA in her, transforming her suit and giving her all this power. She's basically taking down his entire base. Look at that face. Right down into the floor. Bam. And yeah, it's so good. I love that scene so much. But as in you know, like classic Metroid fashion, there will be an escape sequence, which we're about to do right now. Because Samus, don't invite Samus to your planet. Like, just never invite Samus to your planet, because any planet she visits will explode. So here we have, you remember Kraid, right? Kraid has been taken over by an X-Parasite, or an X-Parasite has mimicked Kraid, and merged with Ravenbeak. So now you have this horrifying thing. Like I said, this is a horror game. But we just took him out. There we go. We got our lettuce suit on here. And we're gonna skip the rest of this. There we go. And it's time to escape. So we have 3 minutes. And we also have this very cool beam now. So we're just gonna wreck everything as we make our way up here. This whole area looks familiar because we've been here. This was the area right directly underneath the structure that fell. Okay. There we go. We also no longer have our dash, but we do have this cross bomb, which we will use to get up here. Perfect. There we go. So we don't have our dash anymore, which is sad, but I mean, we have this beam, and that's way cooler. So just making our way through here. There we go. Lots of wavy paths here, back and forth. jump here. Okay, so now we're gonna have to do a really cool Shine Spark movement up here. So we're gonna run, store, ball, and go up. Perfect. Okay, we're not gonna quite get the boost here, but we're almost through. One there, and we're about to come up on time very shortly. 3, 2, 1, and time.
Beautiful.
Whew.
That was amazing. Great job, great job.
Okay, so yeah, here, I'm just gonna skip this cutscene, but basically, Samus escapes from the planet after it blows up behind her, and that is the end. So yeah, it's just gonna go over to a scene now where you see how long it took you in-game time. So despite the fact that it took us like 1:55 real time, in-game time is going to be higher because in-game time counts all of the cutscenes towards your time. So despite the fact that we finished at 1:55, we finished at nearly 2:05 in-game time. And the next screen kind of shows us a summary. And you'll see there, bosses defeated 30, because that was all the bosses. Yeah.
Yay! Amazing. Well, what a phenomenal run to round off the premiere episode of She Is Speed. Tell us where to find you.
So you can find me on Twitch. I stream as Metroid Crime. I'm also on all social media. On Twitter, I'm Metroid_crime. But most places, you just search for Metroid Crime, you'll find me. I stream this. I stream a variety of games. I'm a Sonic speedrunner. I also run V. I'm going to be running this game, all bosses, at Flame Fatales 2022, and I believe that's on the 25th is my run. It's a Thursday at night. I'm very excited to see my progress between this run and my run in a few weeks. I think it's going to be really cool to see how I can optimize a lot of things. That's I think that's it.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much. It's been such a wonderful time. Let's give another little round of applause for both of our runners tonight. We had Karaoke playing Silhouette Mirage Any Percent, and of course, Metroid Crime playing Metroid Dread All Bosses. We're just going to go on a quick break, but stick around because we're going to send this Games Done Quick Love somewhere else right after this. So hold tight. We'll catch you right after the break.